Hello.
Is it time?
Hello? We were sort of still in the intro.
I thought we were done with that.
No.
Should we start over?
No, we're gonna keep
going
it.
with it.
How's about this, Bridget? Since you guys don't know how the dial works, next time just let one of us speak first.
I feel like we should start over.
No, we're definitely keeping it now.
We're
This is
going with
hilarious.
it.
Is it funny?
She went, hello! And like literally the music like, hello!
I guess she just decided
Spring
it had been long enough.
breakers! What's up, baby? Like she literally interrupted in the most aggressive way possible.
Like,
So
you
we're
just
keeping it.
Decided it was enough. It was time to... Oh, shit.
Guys, you drop your phones.
Do we
so
need to start
much.
over?
I love this. This is so good.
We're keeping it.
I just cannot wait for one more phone to drop in this podcast alone. Just so
I
I can be like,
refuse to
see,
wait.
I told
I
you.
refuse to wait any longer to record.
Fair enough.
Like, I'm ready to go. That's why I was like, hello. I was ready. I'm excited. I have things to say.
All right. Anyway, I'm glad she got that out. That sounded hard to do. I'm not gonna lie. She like got stumbled there for a second, and like I didn't know if she's gonna make it out of there. But anyway, guys, we're Crosscut Cinema, and I swear usually we're on point. Usually you can understand what we're saying, but if this is your first time, you need to know that we're a podcast that reviews 2 movies, and we do them in full spoiler review. So if you're looking to watch this review without getting spoiled for the movie that you want to watch that movie first and then come back, because we're going to spoil everything about it. There is no point in us reviewing it and then you going and watching it and being like, oh no, they ruined the surprise for me.
However, I
do.
do want to say, so the 2 movies for today are Step Up and Kickin' It Old Skool. If you're at this point now and you're realizing, oh, I should probably turn this podcast off and go watch Kickin' It Old Skool, I'm going to tell you right now, don't do that.
Wait, you're giving that feels like a spoiler to me.
We just said we were going to spoil it.
I know, but you're saying it to somebody who's hearing it. You know, it doesn't matter. He's hearing it now.
We just said we're going to spoil
I
it.
know, but we're hearing
I'll
it now.
allow it. That feels fair.
What, from my end?
I was like a ref. Like I'll
Yeah, like I just think that people should.
It sounds
She's
fair.
like, let me explain to you what this joke means.
Like, do
I
you
was a
get it?
referee. Anyway,
I just think that people should be warned. I think that people should be told to stay away from this movie.
yeah, I agree, but that's not
We'll
what we're
get
even
into
talking
it,
about.
and that's
just
not
yet.
even the one we're talking about first.
Yeah, no, we'll get into it though. But I just wanted to like say right now, in case there was somebody who was like, "Oh, Kickin' It Old Skool," I
Before
better
you
go watch
even
it.
know our individual names, I want you to know that Kickin' It Old Skool is poop.
I think it's like the most important thing to take away from this podcast. If you get nothing else, you should know that Kickin' It Old Skool is an offense to the eyes and ears.
And you should subscribe since we're the ones who had to watch it and tell
That
you.
too.
I'm Bridget.
I'm Franny.
I'm Madison.
I feel like people should know who we are at this point.
Well, now they know. I'm Madison, and I hate Kickin' It Old Skool. It's a bad
I'm-
movie.
Mermaid pussy.
Just kidding. I'm Logan. What's up?
So step up.
Step up. Tater Channing himself.
Tater Channing, as
Tater
Bridget would say.
Channing.
Who's going to
or-
tell us the plot real fast before we jump into slicing it open? No fucking way.
Oh my God.
No way.
That she had to pick up the phone that she just dropped. I just want to say I haven't
tell
been
it.
dropping my phone. So
She got the phone.
I picked
it's
it up.
Madison.
And here we are. Okay, I have the Wikipedia page pulled up already, though, so I was ready. Okay, set in Baltimore, Maryland, which is like the most nothing city. It's set in
Baltimore, correct.
Good morning.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that-
I love Hairspray the musical.
Anyway,
Anyway, set in Baltimore, Maryland, the film follows the tale of the disadvantaged Tyler Gage, Tater, and the privileged
Channing.
modern dancer Nora Clark, Jenna Dewan, who find themselves paired up in a showcase that determines both of their futures. Realizing that they only have one chance, they finally work together. It spawned 5 sequels: Step Up 2, The Streets, Step Up 3D, Step Up Revolution, Step Up All In, and Step Up Year of the Dance.
Which
That's
is
the
not.
worst
That's
title.
not actually. That's not a movie. That's a YouTube original series. Hi YouTube.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Good
Thank
for
you.
them.
Thank you,
I
YouTube.
love YouTube original series. It is my dream to one day have one.
If you guys, on a real note though, if you've ever seen Minefield, really great show, and also that Cobra Kai show you love so much started here too. So
Wow.
they've since sold it, but it's because
So,
they
yeah.
needed space for our YouTube original. that
Right.
we're getting.
It's in the works.
It is.
So yeah, that's what Step Up is. It's a dance movie. It's a movie about dancing.
And-
Bridget thought it was Jump In.
I was confused at first. I just was like, step up, jump in. Same thing.
Right on the
No.
heels of our High School Musical episode too. Like Bridget thinks we're only a podcast that reviews Corbin.
She's
Bill,
like, oh,
Blue
so we only review the
films.
movies for children.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, no, this one's definitely not the same.
Step Up is pretty
It's not.
steamy.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's pretty steamy.
Stole my pillow.
It kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like also this is a fun fact where Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan met and they were married for a while, but they aren't anymore. They got a divorce. But they were married for a long time though. Like the divorce is recent.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
like 2019. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, she stepped
That
out.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She decided not to step up.
Anyway.
Do you think that she
Jesus
ever told
Christ.
him? Do you think that she ever told him that he needs to like step up as a husband to her?
Probably.
She's like, seriously, all you ever do is jump in. Anyway, Tater
Why
Channing.
don't you ever step up?
So she thought Chicken Cordon Bleu was going to be on the screen, and then it starts, and it's literally
Also, I farted. Enjoy
Just
that.
now?
Yeah, just now.
Thanks for
Enjoy
announcing
it.
it.
You're welcome.
on the podcast.
On the podcast.
Do you think I'm going to like vomit or something? Is it like that bad?
I don't
to where-
know. I had a Bang energy drink.
What the fuck is happening?
It's entering me. It smells terrible.
I was
Logan's
afraid it would
face.
become a topic of conversation without me announcing it.
We should have a fart soundbite.
All right, guys, we're good. Goodbye. No, we're still here. That was disgusting. You should feel bad.
Yeah, we should have a fart soundbite for whenever somebody farts.
Oh, I'll get on that. Actually, for the next episode, you guys don't get to know what that is. I'm going to do sound bites right before we start. I'm going to make it real
cool.
soundbite heavy.
That's all.
Because we're stepping it up.
We're stepping it up,
Yeah,
baby.
we are stepping it
We're
up.
jumping right in.
So, not to talk about a review that we're not doing yet, but Bridget actually has a connection with this franchise, a deep-rooted one that goes back to her childhood. If you don't know this, Low by Flo Rida was made for Step Up to the Streets. And young Bridget's only song she'd listen to was Low by Flo Rida.
And country.
And country. At one point, we were just like
Unfortunately.
fucking around. We're like, hey, I'm going to check out your old YouTube playlist. She had like cat fan fiction playlist, and it was like 8 of the 10 videos were Low by Flo Rida. It had nothing to do with fan fiction.
Because Shawty had them apple bottom jeans.
Them boots with the
fur.
For
I remember that me and my sister wrote a cowboy version once.
what?
I'm not kidding. It was
sounds funny.
them Arizona jeans, them boots with the spurs.
That's
The
amazing.
Spurs.
The hoedown was looking at her. She rode the mechanical bull. Next thing you know, and then I can't remember the rest. And I'm not calling my
I
sister
love
for
that.
this.
That's
It's
hilarious.
amazing.
That's pretty good.
There you go.
Like 5th grader me is living.
5th grader, you'd be like, "Oh my god, my two worlds combined."
Country
You know, I
and
probably-
Low by Flo
A little bit of
Rida.
country and a little bit of rock and roll. Anyway, we're talking about Step Up though. So yeah, like this movie is kind of a cartoon to me.
It is, yeah.
What's so crazy about it is that you have all these really intricate, talented dancers, and they decided that they wanted to shoot it like a home video, like where like the dancing is not at all within the camera work of the film. Like there's no movement, and that's something that's fixed in the sequels. But this movie is really shot like a TV movie.
Yeah, I do not understand why they don't film the dances in a dynamic way. And it's very strange.
Do you remember that thing we did when we were watching it, where we said it, where we silenced the movie?
Oh yeah, okay. So the scene,
I have
the
that on
scene
my phone
specifically that
still.
we did this for is when Channing Tatum is dancing with a little Allison Stoner outside.
Like on
Like
the
it's
street.
his little foster sister, and they're like having a little mini dance battle. And it's supposed to be like a cute and wholesome moment. So we just like turned off the sound
because there is no music playing when
Right.
they're dancing, so they have to be dancing out in the yard.
and so we just
Yeah.
played like sneaker noises, like
And
a basketball game.
It was fucking hilarious.
It was so bad.
Because it is true. You would just hear like clothes ruffling.
Yeah.
And like, like that one Mummy trailer with Tom Cruise where you can hear him go, "Ah!" Like you just hear the noises of
Yes.
dancing.
Oh
Like
my
there is no
God.
music. And by the
Right.
way, this movie has to hold the record for most montages in one film.
There's so
Absolutely.
many
It's so
montages. That's one
terrible.
of the notes that I wrote is that there's so many montage. This
Like-
movie is an entire this entire movie is a montage.
one
It's
of
crazy.
one of the points I made while we were watching it was instead of them taking time to tell the story of how these people came to like each other or giving a plot or like doing
Right,
a
because
movie,
part of the
they
story
did
is-
montages in order for you to believe like, oh, they're falling in love because they just do a montage of them
Right.
falling
They were
in love.
too lazy. Like, what do they have in common? What do they talk about? What are their future dreams? costumes. Like, what do they want?
And every single time they get together, because there's no on-screen chemistry other than montages, it feels like they're meeting again. Like they're total strangers.
For the first time.
They're like, I don't know what you mean.
Which is funny that the characters feel like they lack so much chemistry when 3 years later they got married.
Well, no, physically when they're dancing, you can see the chemistry.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
absolutely.
But
But,
that-
like the
But the
acting
script is
is
so bad, and there's no character
And
development.
there's barely conversations between them.
Yeah.
There are more conversations between every other character than these two. They don't speak. The only time they speak to each other is, I'm approaching you. You're mad because I messed up. Dang. Next scene. Let's do it. Let's do this. I want to be friends. They do it.
Yeah.
They break up again. Dang. I'm going to come back and do this the day of your thing.
It happens like twice in the movie that they break up.
No,
and
it's
get back
like
together.
pretty much 3 times.
Yeah,
because
I think it
there's-
is 3 times.
Because the original conversation they have is he's like, I can do it, and she's like, you're dumb. Like, you're not going to.
Right.
That feels like the first rejection.
Yeah.
And then like later it comes around to it. It's just like, what the fuck is the point of this? Like, why can't they be real characters? Also, no club will dance that coordinated. And also, what the fuck was that building? What was it for?
Which building?
When they go to the pier and they're dancing at that nice club and that one girl singing her song.
and then there's like an apartment up on top, or like.
That's like across the street. That was
Oh,
in the same
okay,
area.
gotcha.
But they're at this like random pier in this building, and they're all just dancing synchronizedly.
right, yeah.
And it really
That's
begs
crazy.
the question: what is this establishment? And how? And they said it's always that busy. How do people have the energy to go there more than like once?
in their lives.
Like that
ever.
cannot be a regular place. They were dancing 4 hours straight in choreography. How?
It's crazy. Yeah, and like, I don't know, and like a lot of times it felt like it was being filmed like the cha-cha slide at a wedding.
Yeah.
That's one of the notes I wrote, is that this all feels like the cha-cha slide.
Yeah, it felt like when the wedding is like the reception's happening. It's like, you make me wanna shout, throw, and everybody's dancing along.
Yes,
it was
oh
like
my
very
God.
corny, like shitty, like bad.
Yeah, and like if they had just like bothered to move the camera around while they were filming, it like would have been so much better.
Yeah,
It would have
that's
been
what I'm
a
saying.
much better movie.
And you know what? You're gonna have a lot of things to say about the other movie we're gonna talk about, but I think the other movie we were talking about did that one thing better.
Yeah, and
No.
it's like in order for a dance film to work, like the dances have to be interesting and compelling to look at.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't feel like I'm watching an episode of Dance Moms.
I mean, even if you're
Right.
watching, like, let's say you're watching, if you're a boomer, you're watching So You Think You Can Dance, right?
You're
or Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
The camera, even live, does things. They have multiple angles.
Yeah, they have like
But they shot this shit like Clerks. But let's get a little bit more into like the plot, right? Okay, so there is Tater Channing.
They're in that weird club that you talked about.
Which weird club? Oh yeah. No.
one-
That was at the beginning. It was a different club. That was like a more like, we're in the hood club.
Oh, okay.
This is a more, and he's doing this weird neck swivel in front of a female, and she seems to enjoy it. I don't
He's
know
like
why.
weirdly getting flack for being white as well.
I don't know about weirdly.
Not weirdly, but like I mean, it seems like a weird added dimension for this movie. To
They
make
want
him
you
white.
to. They want you to feel like, oh, you should feel bad for him
Yeah,
specifically.
Right.
They definitely want to make him like.
Yeah,
out to
I just
be-
think that it's like. I mean, I don't know. It feels like a weird choice for this movie to make him white and to make his whiteness a plot point.
I've always said that that's weird, and it feels like they really fucked that up.
Yeah,
'cause
like
it-
like it's weird that it's a part of the plot that he gets hate for being white,
Right.
because it really isn't relevant.
no.
But it does have a moment in the movie, and
And this movie would also make a little
get
bit more sense if the character was black. If we're gonna be honest.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, because it's like he's
Then they don't have to point out how weird it is that he's white.
right, and he's like supposed to be underprivileged, like from the hood. Like, why go all the extra trouble to make him a white man?
It's strange. So anyway, he's hanging out with the boys, which is his friend Skinny's brother. And Skinny.
And his brother
have
friend
no,
Skinny.
I have no idea what his name is.
And something I want to say about this too, because it was striking me the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Channing Tatum looks like a full adult man, while Skinny looks like he is 8 years
The
old.
difference between them is crazy.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
And they're both supposed to be in high school. And what's crazy to me about this movie is that it takes place age-wise. These characters are in high school, and that's crazy.
That's insane.
Because like again, it's another thing. It doesn't have to be high school, but
I
it
think-
is.
It feels like
I want to
college.
make this point, although I think you're right overall about the age difference because they are stark. But with the high schooler thing, I don't know if you've seen a freshman in high school versus a senior. Very different.
I mean, yeah, but
Very different. That's why when a freshman dates a senior, it's looked down upon.
Yeah, Skinny just looks like he's 8
gross.
years old though, and it's really weird to me. And also, he has the craziest outfits. The best part about
The
this
belt
movie,
buckle.
the best part about this movie is the 2000s fashion, which is ridiculous.
His belt buckle that was a
reads. It's an
It's
LED.
a,
Like-
it's
like
an
they
LED
have at the
sign.
banks?
Yeah, or
The
like
bucket hat.
You know, like when you
Yes.
drive by CVS and you're like, "That's tacky." They still have that. He wears that as clothes.
Yeah.
The 2000s was crazy.
I
So-
think about that belt every day.
So anyway, they're running around doing hood rat shit, and I mean that's what they're trying
Yeah.
to make us believe.
They like steal cars and shit. It's for real.
It's
Right.
so ridiculous. They're like, where should we go to like fucking I don't know dance or some shit. I don't even know why they ended up at the school.
I think they just like are fucking around. I think they don't even know it's a school at first.
No, the youngest skinny knows. He goes, "This is a school, I
okay.
swear." Anyway, they break in. They act like fucking douchebags and break a bunch of shit. And
the way that they act,
the way they're captured,
the way that this movie portrays these characters is how it feels for me to talk to any man. They are so obnoxious.
Yeah, they're all
Oh my
the
God.
worst.
They're just like so annoying and so loud and so just fucking like what?
it's too
And
much.
then they just go in there and they just start smashing shit. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's exactly how you would write male characters.
Is
It's
that
true.
not what boys do?
No.
When the boys are just being boys.
I promise you that none of the characters do what real people do in this whole movie.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're caught. The two brothers get away thanks to the help of Tater Channing, and
Right, because he like lets the cop arrest him and he's like, go, go.
and like he gets
The cop
tackled.
would have never let two.
Okay, I know what you're about to say, and I'm gonna fucking beat you to it. Say, go ahead, go ahead and say it.
Say it was Madison's quote. When we
Okay.
were watching it, the cop would never let black kids get away.
But I make the
Madison. I have
point
two
that
Madison
it was a
quotes.
security guard and not a cop. Because when Tater Channing is getting slapped around,
He
he
does
goes,
call him a rent-a-cop.
You freaking rent-a-cop. I'm being hood."
Still ACAB though. ACAB extends to rent-a-cops.
Okay, fair enough. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Another Madison quote was, "To call it a film is a disservice. What it truly is art." And that's
That's
the
true.
extent of my notes.
That's true about
I love
Step
that
Up,
that's
yeah.
it. I love that that's all of your notes. I love that.
Because I know this movie.
Right.
This movie.
I realized I thought I had seen this movie a lot when I was a kid, but I realized I watched Step Up 2 a lot more, and that's because
Step Up to the Streets.
Yeah, Step Up to the Streets.
I love that one.
Step Up to the Streets. Yeah,
Was that
I
really?
watched that a lot.
I
Yes,
hate
Brandon.
that.
Step Up to
I hate that. I
the
hate
Street.
that.
Step
I
Up
hate
to the
that.
Streets.
Yeah.
I hate it.
You got
Isn't it
served.
the worst?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I watched that one a lot more, and so I didn't remember one as well as I had thought I did. Also, it's just shot in a very unmemorable way, as we've talked about. It's
Yeah.
just like it's nothing. And like it was especially upsetting to me because at the time we had watched this, or maybe not at the time we watched this, I guess like since it's become so much more upsetting to me because I've watched like The Black Swan, which is like an amazing dance movie. Well, you don't like it?
I have my thoughts on it, you know.
We'll talk.
We'll get there. We're going to review it eventually.
Yeah, but anyway, and it's just like, well, like the dance choreography in that movie is really, really good.
There's even a
And-
better movie with better dance choreography called Perfect Blue, and it's even better.
I thought you said we'll review it someday.
And we'll review both of those someday.
Yeah.
Really, we'll be reviewing the same one twice.
Oh my God, I thought you said we weren't going to talk about it.
We'll get there. I'm sorry.
But anyway, just like there are movies that shoot dance scenes so beautifully, and like dance is so dynamic and like
And like there,
fluid, and they just shoot it like they just like set up the camera and walked away.
there's dance movies of the period too that do
Yeah,
it
of
better.
that time.
Like I don't know if you ever seen You Got Served. It's terrible.
Jump In does it better, and they're
Yeah,
just
Jump
jump
In is
oh
pretty
my
cool.
God, jump in.
High School Musical does it better.
High School
Okay,
Musical literally
sometimes.
does
If
it
we're
better.
being technical, yeah, but Jump In doesn't. I'm sure.
Jump In does
Sure.
it pretty well.
It does.
I don't,
It's
I don't
been a
remember
long
jump
time
in. I've
since I've
repressed
seen
that
it.
movie.
But I just remember his real life dad played his dad. Isn't that correct?
I don't know.
And even then, it wasn't believable.
The
We're not reviewing Jump In. We're reviewing Step Up. We're gonna
Unlike,
jump
you
out
know.
of reviewing Jump In and step into Step Up.
yes.
All right. So anyway, he gets caught at the school, and they're like, "For community service, you're gonna have to do your future career and be a janitor."
And then we get a montage of Channing Tatum cleaning, and it's like 5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Just like him cleaning. And then he's also like sweeping, like he goes into a classroom and starts sweeping 2 minutes before the bell rings. And then acts all disgruntled when children come in there. It's like, well, this is
Right.
a school. I mean,
Like,
it's not
what do
their
you
fault.
think
Like, what
this
did you
is?
want them to do?
oh my god.
And or like he's like working in the hallway and he's mad because people are walking. It's like, well, yeah, that's what a hallway's for. I don't understand why you're pissed about it because this is the
Yeah.
job.
Ridiculous.
And it's like that for 5 minutes. Like something minorly inconvenient happens that you would very much expect to happen during a school day. And he's just like, ugh. Like, I can't believe I have to do this.
Can't believe I'm at a school. This is lame.
Like
Can't believe this.
Schools are schools, bro. They exist. That's exactly how they are. They have children in them and they teach them stuff.
One of my favorite things that we
crazy.
talked about during like us watching this was if Channing Tatum's torso like ended where his shirt ends.
I wrote that down too.
No, here's the thing.
That was
That
Logan's
comes from
joke.
my stupid brain because I've always seen like very slim people wear like really baggy clothing. And then my brain sometimes will be like, oh my God, his legs are so short and his torso is so long.
That's so funny.
And like Channing Tatum in this movie, if you picture that while you're watching it, it'll
It's
make
hilarious.
your
And
movie
his
so much better.
dancing.
It's
makes his dancing
insane.
So funny.
I feel like
And so
visually, I love this movie. Like I love looking
You
at the
love
costumes.
this movie visually?
No, not on like a technical, like not on like a
okay.
shot level, but like a wardrobe level.
Okay, normally when I
Like-
say I love a movie visually, I mean like cinematography.
I know.
So I was like, wait, you what now?
Like, hold
Yeah,
on,
I
back
realized
up.
Like
it
you're
right
taking
away.
this moment to speak your piece against.
Absolutely not. But I love all the early 2000s
Oh, yeah.
dance attire.
It's lovely.
And as a former ballerina, I feel like they really nailed it.
Yeah. So plot wise, and this kind of goes into the next thing I want to talk about regarding Channing Tatum and his pants. So I'll just go
And
there
his
right
pants. He dances in the pants.
now. I know
He does
that's what I was
dance in
gonna
the
say. It's
pants.
so annoying.
It's
He like
terrible.
dances in the jeans, and he obviously struggles with them. He's constantly pulling them up. And it's like, why would you just not wear like sweatpants, even if you're not going to
Stresses
do the
me
whole
out.
tights thing?
Well, because
Right.
that's a part
Too
of their
hood.
that's a part of their plot, though. As dumb as it is, they
so
want a
stupid.
moment to show his vulnerability with this girl. So they're like, you can join me on one condition, and it's that he has to wear tights.
But he doesn't.
He does.
When
She makes him in the ballet room, when she's like has all these kids lined up, she's like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and that's the whole point. That's the entire reason why he's dancing with his baggy
So
jeans the whole
dumb.
time. It's for that release.
It's so dumb. And like, you don't even have
It's
to wear
terrible.
tights. Like, you could just wear like sweats or
He
jeans,
does wear sweats at
He
some
does.
point.
or jeans that fit. Like just jeans that aren't baggy.
It sounds like you're coming for his culture with his baggy jeans and baggy clothes. And I
Is
just
it
wanna
his
say,
culture?
according to the movie, it is. According to the movie, it's more his culture than any other character in the whole film.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but that's still
Yikes.
your culture. But there's also moments where it's impractical to dress that way, and that's just life.
Kind of like, when you wear dang old what are they called? What are those sandals called? The lesbian ones?
Birkenstocks.
Birkenstocks.
When you wear your Birkenstocks in the snow.
Bridget does that.
it's
not
her
me.
culture.
You've done that before.
You have done it
Don't you
before.
play me?
But I wear socks at least. Bridget just goes totally barefoot.
No, I
I'm
don't.
just
I wear
saying
socks in the
that-
winter.
That is a lesbian fashion decision that did not need to be decided on in that way.
If normally it's
Impractical.
snowing, I wear my Doc Martens.
Of course.
But that's still
the
lesbian.
lesbian boot.
I'm the
Yeah.
one that usually wears the
The Birkenstocks.
Birkenstocks in the snow.
I
'cause
normally
Fair
put away
point.
my Birkenstocks for the
Yeah.
winter, wear them much less.
But I've still seen it. So
Fair
don't
enough.
play me.
I don't know. I just think it's silly. I just think that like it would make his life a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does a lot of counterintuitive things the whole movie.
It's very annoying.
Just like at every turn, he does something stupid for his character. Like
Yeah.
like blowing up on her all the time because he's just an annoying douche.
It's like, okay, so to talk about what happens in the movie, Channing Tatum is doing his community service. There's this girl who's supposed to do a student showcase, and her partner like flakes on her last minute because he's a piece of shit or whatever. And Channing Tatum's like,
I
well,
think he like breaks his foot.
Yeah, I think he broke his foot actually.
yeah, and then her boyfriend's like a singer, and he's
Yeah.
which is also something
just
really
keeps
stupid.
going.
I would like to talk about.
She didn't.
No, I agree. Like he broke his foot, and then her boyfriend.
But like, oh yeah, okay, keep going. Sorry.
Like, what's the fucking issue? What's the problem?
Because you said that their
I'm
partner
walking here.
flaked on her, but
Yeah, it's
he
definitely
broke
not.
his
You
foot.
definitely you never acknowledge the fact that you said flaked when the person literally broke bones.
Okay,
in
but
their
then her
body.
boyfriend flakes on her.
it
But
felt.
you said the guy flakes on her, and
Yeah.
then the boy. But like, you have to acknowledge the fact that this man broke
Okay,
the bones
fair.
inside
He
of his
broke his
body.
foot.
It felt very like. It felt
As
like fuck
somebody
this
who has a
man.
hurt foot, you should
Like,
appreciate
let's
his
say
hurt foot.
let's say I walked up and broke your arm, right?
yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Let's have an arm wrestling match. And then you're like, no, you didn't flake out on me.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, boyfriend guy. Not the boyfriend, the partner guy.
Yeah.
So then, and then she has this boyfriend who, this is like really stupid. It's one of those things that happens in the movie that's like a random plot point that doesn't really need to be there, but is. and the movie has several of those. But like her boyfriend's like really close to a record deal, and so he can't do it with her because he has to like do stuff for his music. And she's like really mad about it, and the movie wants us to be mad at him. And it's like, I'm sorry, if Bridget was really close to a record deal on the same day as my like special moment, we would both figure it out together so that we could both do the thing that matters to us.
Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
like
Partners.
I feel like it's not very fair to go after your partner for like their dreams.
Right. She's like, well,
I'm surprised you guys are coming to
I was
this
about to
boyfriend's
say.
defense. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, but she's wrong. Like she should be supporting him. That's how
Yeah,
I
for
feel.
sure.
She is wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway, Channing Tatum's like, I'll do it.
Do you remember when we got to hear him sing?
Yeah.
Boy, was that bad. That was just
Yeah.
really terrible.
It was
like,
not
that
good.
Oh, okay. The reason why I know every single piece of music in this film is because when I was working at a video store, and all of them are gone now. Goodbye. When I was the manager
You can
there.
say the name now that they're
Oh yeah,
all
Family
gone if
Video.
you want.
Bye, Family Video. I was the manager of Family Video, and when you're sitting there with movies all day, like there's no intercom system or built-in music. It's whatever movie's playing, so you tend to pick movies with a lot of music, you know. And Step Up was one of them, and now every fucking song that was in that movie is burned into my brain.
So
Amazing.
Burned in, dude. Do you know that there's a song called Step Up in the movie that they
Yeah, I
wanted
know,
to
it's-
make like a big deal, and then it just didn't happen?
That's insane. What?
song's really bad too.
What are you looking at?
It's just looking at the art.
We have art on our wall you can't see right now, but maybe one day you will.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Actually, maybe not.
Actually, I don't think. I don't think they will.
Technically, no. Okay, anyway.
Unless we do a little
no,
studio tour.
no. Getting
Like
ahead of
a
ourselves. Oh, you said do a tour?
yeah, did a studio tour.
I don't think anybody wants to see that.
Maybe somebody.
Well, if you
might.
want to see it, let us know.
Yeah, if we even get one comment, we'll spend 3 hours on it.
I promise.
That's a promise.
I
Yeah.
promise.
Anyway, what were we
Back
talking
to
about?
Tatum
before that?
Channing.
Yeah,
Tater
Channing. Channing Tatum.
What were we talking about? Fuck.
We were talking about him taking over the part.
Oh yeah, okay. So he decides to take over the part, but he's all hood and she's all poised, so they have to like
And he's like,
make it work.
Your routine's boring, bitch.
Oh, and then the hop-
and he's like, let me add some hip hop dancing to it. Literally not even considering the fact that her partner one day will return.
Yeah.
And the whole
Right.
routine will be different.
And then he does return, and he's pissed.
And he's
it's
like, he's like trying to do all this hip hop shit, and he literally, I mean, he looks like a string bean. Like he can't do it.
And also, like his foot just got better.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
like
like-
they knew that her partner would return. It was literally just someone to her rehearse with.
And she changed her fucking routine around him. And like,
Yeah.
granted, like, I understand, like, why Channing Tatum now, like, remember when he gets told to leave? I understand why he's upset, although he knew the whole time. But the person I really don't get in their mindset is her. Like,
Right,
why on
because-
earth would she change the routine and then still accept back the new partner? Like, she should have just
Yeah.
told the guy, listen, I know you said this, but we changed the whole routine and you're not going to be able to keep up anyway.
Yeah,
like she
once
should have
the
been forthcoming
once
with
the
that
routine
information.
started to change, she
Absolutely.
should have been like, "Hey, like I don't know if you're going to be able to keep up because you've been out for so long. I'm really sorry."
And
but,
also,
that's how it is.
you're not a hip hop dancer.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that is like different styles of dance aren't just as simple as like, oh, it's like just you gotta change it up a little bit. The reason why shows like So You Think You Can Dance work is because you're forcing them to do all different styles of dance, and that's really difficult because once you learn like a specific style, it's like
you're
your
like
signature.
Yeah, you're set into it.
So to be like, all right, I know you've been out and you're just recovering, but learn how to hip hop dance today. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Right,
so it's
it's
like, why did
absolutely
you
insane.
change it? And why didn't you tell him? And then Channing Tatum is mad, but he should have known that this was always going to happen.
And like I
Right.
get why he's because he gave her material and stuff, but
Yeah, I mean,
I think him being mad is dumb, but it's not as dumb as the fact that any of it happened.
Yeah, because it could have been
Right.
prevented by her just like being a person.
She didn't think past like the next 5 minutes.
And that's something her mother was like kind of telling her, and she's like,
Yeah.
"You're wrong." And then at the end of the story, it's like, "Oh, I guess the mother was wrong, even though she kind of wasn't."
Right.
But the thing she was wrong about was having a kid go to performing arts school and then send them to a normal college. What the
Right,
fuck?
what the
Why
fuck is
put
that?
them
It
in
was
performing
like-
arts school? You
She
stupid
was like
bitch.
adamant that she would apply for like Ivy League schools, and she's like,
And
"Well,
it's
I
like,
want to be a dancer."
it's like, sorry, I don't even take math anymore. I've taken 8 classes of dance today. Like
Yeah.
I don't even have history class anymore. Like what are you talking about.
Like, if you wanted her to...
When you're a senior at a performing arts school, your whole year is performing arts.
Right.
There is
Right.
no other curriculum. She is not dealing with fucking science that week.
And, like, if you had wanted her to
Wherever.
to have a different
That
I think
career,
I broke
then
Bridget.
why?
What'd you say?
I said wherever that year.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you wanted her to do that, then why put her in the performing arts school? I don't understand.
And also, why do you think she's gonna get in? What is Stanford or whatever gonna look at? It's always Stanford, by the way.
It's
What-
always
no.
Stanford.
It's like, what is Stanford
And,
gonna
like,
look
they're
at?
really racist, so I don't understand.
They're also, yeah. You know what? It's Yale. And Yale's looking and saying, all right, it says that you got A's across the board. Oh, great. And it was in kicking and dancing and spinning and, music class. Okay, what the fuck?
Right.
What you know about history? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got nothing.
Right.
Why would they let you in? You suck. You don't know anything anymore. All you know how to do is, like, spin around. And that's great because that's your craft. But you trying to go to an Ivy League school after fucking popping and locking for a year straight makes no
Popping and
sense.
locking.
Right.
It
And
makes
then,
no,
like,
it's
the
a
fact-
stanky leg all year.
The thing is too that her mom is like, if you don't get a job from this showcase, so like if somebody doesn't offer you a job as the result of this thing you're doing, you don't get to do it anymore.
Like, directly out of
one,
high
she
school.
isn't an adult, and two, because people just get jobs right like that. They don't have to audition for shit.
Yeah, like here's
Right.
the thing: you don't go to a performing arts high school and then don't go to college.
Yeah.
You go directly into performing arts college.
Right.
Even if you get jobs, you have to continue on. Even if you are currently going to school and you're doing a commercial in the daytime. By the way, Justin, I saw your Tide commercial. It's a national commercial. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Woo.
Anyway,
Nice.
he listens to this sometimes, so I thought I'd mention it. He got a
Congrats.
national Tide commercial.
Yeah, that's
Dude, you're the
awesome.
fucking man, and his daughter did too. Great job.
That's amazing.
It is really amazing. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, even if you're getting commercial work and like you're doing other dancing, you stay in the school because like if you're somebody who drops out of all of that, you can't get back inside of it. And also like there are literal schools of dance and like places that hire dancers that will not take somebody without a full degree now because there's
Yeah.
so much competition. They need to be amazing and fully educated. Like
Yeah.
they will
Yeah.
not take anything less. You're not going to be a fucking street dancer and work for like Warner Brothers or something. Like it's not gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's crazy to me that her mom has this mindset. Like, this doesn't make any sense for the film. Not
It
at
doesn't.
all.
It feels almost like the most ridiculous plot point.
And then also,
I've
I mean, like,
ever heard.
like just on another level, not to like break down the logistics of this movie too much, but like if she's a classically trained ballet dancer and that's the kind of work that she knows how and wants to do, then why would she show them like a hip hop fusion routine?
Well, you do a lot of fusion and
Yeah,
dancing.
yeah. Actually, I think that's
But like,
fair.
I always got the sense that her dream was like, I want to join a ballet company. I want to be.
but
the
here's the thing
Nutcracker.
about ballet companies: they don't just do ballet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you-
true.
I mean,
That's fusion.
it'd be really hard to find like a school of dance that you're gonna get right out of high school, where
Yeah.
it's like, we only do ballet, like
That's
because every like she said, if you want to be a working dancer, you got to at least have a fusion in your back pocket.
Yeah,
like you
I
can't
guess
just
that's
be a
true.
solo, unless you're like in the literal fucking
especially with like
ballet.
reinventing ballets too.
Like if she's
Yeah.
if she's
That's
legitimately
what I
in
was
the
like
Nutcracker,
thinking that she was wanting.
but
like,
even
a literal
then,
ballet.
that's like if you're the lead in the Nutcracker. Like those side dancers do more than ballet usually.
Yeah,
if they're
true.
real
Right.
professionals and they're paid, they do way more.
True. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that this, and like again, it's just like such an unnecessary subplot. Like, why does it have to be here?
Oh, her taking in hip hop dance,
no, her like
Her
whole
mother?
school thing,
Franny. What's happening?
Nothing.
Okay, it scared the hell out of me. Sorry. What was that?
or just the whole school thing. It's just like this movie has so many subplots.
Yeah, what's up with the friend who makes the beats? And
Yeah,
then he
I know,
likes
who
this
cares?
girl, and he doesn't like the fact that she's dating a full-grown adult, and
Which is
he's
like-
right.
yeah,
and the movie
right.
tries to tell you you're wrong for thinking that.
But
That's
the guy is an
correct.
asshole though. Like you see him kissing another girl.
He's an asshole and a pedophile.
right. I mean,
It's disgusting.
yeah.
I think
don't like
pedophile
it.
probably will come before asshole, and then I think when you're called a pedophile, people assume you're probably an asshole.
And he's
Right,
A
I mean-
Seems derivative.
he's
that's all I'm
a
saying.
bastard.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say anything.
It's not like
I
a
was just
pedophile
like,
where
you
I'm like, at
know,
least he's not an asshole. Like they're all
Right.
assholes.
right.
Sorry.
God.
Oh my god. Okay.
This is insane.
This is insane. There's fire in this room. There's electricity right now.
I know. It's like the energy in here is alive.
Okay.
But yeah, like so many stupid subplots. And then the subplot where we talked about their friends stealing cars.
Oh yeah. Oh, Skinny,
And
dude.
Skinny gets killed.
Skinny is murdered.
I know, it's insane.
For stealing the car of the aggressive gangster they had only mentioned one other time.
What was his
Like-
name? It was PJ, which is the dumbest name.
But they had only brought up PJ
He's a pair
one
of
other time.
pajamas.
And it was when they tried to take cars to this one guy, which by the way, they're hanging out with this dude who's stealing cars, who's
Correct.
giving them legitimate life advice, and I'm like, what kind of mixed messaging is this? This is a
Right.
dude that you sell cars legally to, and he's sitting here telling you to follow your dreams and that being in like a prissy nice school can be considered an advantage. Like he's giving good advice to somebody.
Right,
And
it's
he's the
like-
dude that fucking takes cars from like 10-year-olds.
And
That's an-
yeah,
it's
and like,
just-
and then they kill Skinny literally. Like he
They
gets
get
shot.
shot.
And it's like,
and
why?
then they literally have the scene like, da-da-da's not gonna get me Skinny back, and the brother's like throwing a basketball and being angry. My mom hasn't looked at me in 2 days, and I'm like, what movie are we watching
Yeah, I
right
know.
now?
Like,
Yeah,
it
this
feels
movie
like
is
an
so-
entirely
like,
different
yeah,
movie.
This movie has so many plot lines. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many plots in this movie.
This
that
movie
don't
has-
need to be there. And I'm like, what are you trying to do?
This
like, what
movie,
is the goal?
This
Right.
movie is basically Jump In, except for like one scene. It's American Gangster, like the most aggressive drama. Like so fucking piercingly upset. Like they put this man in full frame, his crying face, as he says, "My brother's dead and it's my fault." And you expect me to just take this like this is the fun dance movie? No,
Yeah, I
Skinny's
don't-
dead.
I don't understand why
Right.
that's a
How
part
am
of
I
it.
supposed to feel? I didn't even like him, and then I felt guilty for not liking him.
And you also know the
Right.
whole movie that Skinny's gonna die. Like you just feel it.
I don't agree with that. When Franny
I
saw that,
felt
she
like-
was
I
startled.
also didn't feel that.
just- but I remember at
it's
some point-
totally incorrect. It just doesn't like you get the sense that he's gonna get in some kind of trouble, but you
Right.
never think he's gonna fucking
No,
die.
I remember at some point saying in the movie is like I feel like they're gonna kill Skinny.
No,
Well, that's
you've
because you've
seen
probably
it.
seen it. Yeah.
You've seen the film. Hello.
You're right. Shut up.
This is the first time you've ever watched
the
it.
whole point of that scene being weird is the fact that it's so tonally weird.
Right.
It's
Like
so
it doesn't
bizarre.
even feel like it should exist in this movie.
And that's how
Correct.
so
It feels
many
like an
things in this
angry
movie
fan
are.
fiction that Bridget would have written in like 6th grade.
Yes.
Like, let me
That's so
take the
accurate
story
because
and
it's
add a
like,
death.
because it's like all montage, no character development, and then a heart wrenching death.
Yep.
That
Oh
is
my
like,
god. What?
that is the Bridget fan fiction like setup right there.
Damn.
Yeah. You're right.
Damn.
Probably very right.
And like the thing that is a shame about this movie is that like I like dance movies. Maybe I don't like dance movies.
I actually think, unless you've seen Climax, I haven't seen a lot of great dance movies, and that movie you should never watch.
It's
Dirty
insane.
Dancing. I
No.
love Dirty Dancing. Dirty
fuck.
Dancing is so good.
Grease is good; it's got dancing in it. But we're talking
But
about
I do
musicals.
hate, I hate Footloose.
You do hate Footloose, but that's because I think you don't like Kevin Bacon's
That's true. I don't like
disposition.
him. Yeah.
Right.
You don't like the fact that he has the face of a disgusting male.
I don't
to you.
like Kevin Bacon at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You said you don't like his male face. This is a quote from you.
Is that true?
Yeah, you did say that.
That's insane.
That's
I don't know if you
so
said it
funny.
on a podcast, but you said you don't like his face and how male he is, or some shit like that.
That's crazy.
Why,
Before I
why
really
do you think
knew,
I got
like,
that from?
Before, a quick side note about Kevin Bacon. Before I really knew like who Kevin Bacon was, I used to watch the comic, like the cartoon American Dad. And at one
Yeah.
point, the like alien is like Kevin Bacon, and he is Kevin Bacon for like a long time. So Kevin Bacon always looks like an alien to me now.
Actually, he
That's
already
pretty
kind of looks like an
accurate, right?
alien.
Yeah, he does look like an alien. That's
Like,
absolutely true.
He's got like this
That's
really
why the
long
alien
face.
passed as
Yeah.
him in their universe.
Yeah,
thought that
I
was
think
great.
that might be built into the said joke. Oh, if you're hearing that,
Oh
by the
my
way,
We're not
God.
getting shot. It's
we're in a
fireworks.
trailer park, so there's
We're
fireworks.
Not like skinny.
Like you guys,
Was in that fucking
This
movie.
podcast takes a hard tonal shift into like a death of
Oh,
someone.
by the way, if I ever die, if I ever die, they can and they still do a movie podcast. You can't watch them, but I fully support
Yes,
them.
you can.
No,
You
you
sure
can't.
can.
No, you can't. And let me tell you why. Because that's a rule we all made together. And the
no,
fact
it
that they're
isn't. We can
yes, it-
test.
No,
I feel like it's
I'll
valid.
kill you right now. Then I'll kill you right now.
Okay, I hope you guys keep doing the podcast. And
I
raking
will.
in, and raking in those sympathy views.
Anyway, Logan stands. If there's one or two of you out there, if I die, I have free speech. If I die. And they start a movie podcast without me, or they continue it, don't listen to it. But if they do anything else, I fully
We would
support
call
it.
it something different though.
I don't care if it's a movie podcast. You can't do it.
I feel like I wouldn't
can't
want
stop
to
me. What are you
do
gonna do?
a movie podcast without you, honestly.
I
See?
would. I do right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, bitch, we did it once already, and it
about
didn't go
ready to.
very well.
It did.
Fuck off.
What
You're
about
right.
a pilot podcast? Can we continue or do we have to stop?
I feel like it'd be fucked up if you did, but I did once say that that's like that the hosts on that are always kind of fluid because there's going to be moments where you're not there and I'm not there. I think the only way we can't do it is if Cody was gone. I think of it kind of like Cody's podcast.
Aw.
You know what I
that.
mean? So if we left, it could still exist, but I don't think it could exist without him.
I
so is that
agree.
the same if any of us die? Like any of us, like this could not exist without me, Bridget, or Franny, or you.
I feel that way, but I
I feel
guess
that
you
way.
fucking
Okay,
don't.
fine. If that's how we.
Why do you think I was so adamant about it? I feel like there's a synergy here. And if you
Okay.
get rid of one element, you're fucking everything up, and all you're gonna do is ruin each other's careers.
I guess
If I'm gone and you keep doing it, if she's gone and we keep doing it, it's gonna go bad.
It would probably be in bad taste. Like the sympathy views would come in, but it would be.
But they could come in on a different video. Like you guys could do like a vlog at my funeral. It's like an open casket, like selfie. Like
That'd be
you could
dope.
do
Oh,
like something like that.
I hate that. I hate thinking
Oh,
about
if
that.
I'm dead, I have one rule. Okay, I want an open casket, and Bridget has to touch my face.
No, I can't
Yes!
make her do that.
I touched my grandma's hand when she was in the casket.
I know you told me that story.
Did I?
Yeah.
What?
Dude, you tell me a lot of things. I
Listen.
heard. I think I know your whole life, minus the things that you don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
Moving on.
Yes,
Moving right past Bridget's childhood
Franny,
trauma.
speak on Step Up. This is literally one of Franny's favorite movies, and I, feel
love
like she
that.
hasn't said enough.
I didn't know they were like real life married until we watched it with you, Madison.
Oh, Channing Tatum and
Yeah.
Jenna Dewan.
That's
Taylor
insane,
Channing and what's
especially
the other one's
considering
name?
how big of a
Jenna
fan you
Dewan.
are.
We'll go with Swan Dewan. The Swan.
Yeah.
I just want to mess up her name too.
I'm a
Right.
fan, but nothing's less sexually appealing than Channing Tatum in this movie. Disgusting. I hate him in this movie.
You're so full of shit.
You know
the first
what?
time we
Like,
watched
this
this,
is-
you were like, "Oh my god, he's so hot."
This is something I
I
actually
go back
really-
and forth on him. This time around, he wasn't.
This is something I actually really want to talk about how much hate Channing Tatum gets.
I knew you were going to talk about
and
this.
I think that there's a reason why, and I think it's because he is like a very much beloved actor amongst like teen girls
who also can be androgynous
Yes.
at times.
and I think I think he's bisexual.
I think you did say that, yeah.
So
That makes sense to me.
So like I think that he gets so much hate because like it is easy pickings in our society to mock and laugh at the things that teen girls love. Like poor Justin Bieber. What did he do to deserve it?
It's really easy to poke fun at somebody whose archetype is sexual male.
Yeah.
Because the idea of a male being sexy is funny all itself.
yeah.
Like as far as film goes, like I get that to women, men can be sexy and
Yeah.
all. But if you think about it on a cinematic level, we're just like these blob creatures.
But
And then like women are like angelically made. And like for a dude to try to act like sexy, they have to be like Chris Hemsworth or something. You know what
and
I mean?
I just think it's
and they
misogyny.
clown on him too.
I think it's misogyny.
do.
I think
It's like self-hating misogyny because it's really like
Yeah.
I feel like women don't obsess about it as much. Like I don't think ladies are dunking on Channing Tatum as much as like me and the
like,
boys are.
And also like
definitely
talking
not.
about
I
like
don't think
being
so,
in
yeah.
love with Channing Tatum is something that I would describe as chooky.
So it's not just
Definitely.
It's not like
choosing-
we mock the things that women love and the people and like women's sexual desire and shit.
I also think that this in particular though is more of like a man-hating man. Like, oh, you're gonna be that much of a tryhard. Oh, you're that much of like a meathead. Well, you know, like
yeah, I
you're
think
you're
maybe
just you're
in
just
the
hating
case-
on somebody who's got like an alpha male range or like
Yeah.
has the attention of a lot of women because you hate yourself that much. Like I really do see that more. Like I remember people would always dunk on Justin Bieber and I'm like, I dunk on him for his bad behavior.
Yeah,
Not
but,
because
like,
he's
not
a
because
bad
girls
singer
like him, yeah.
or because girls wanted to fuck him and his penis is huge.
He has a big dong.
He
It's
does
so
have a-
crazy.
He does have
It's
a big.
so crazy. It's
Like-
insane. It's the size that he was when he started.
Like if you're
Like it's Justin Bieber size.
if you're a man and you ever thought it was like funny or haha to make fun of Justin Bieber and say that he sounds like a girl, I want you to know that there is an 8 out of 10 possibility that his dick is bigger than yours.
I mean, it's pretty big.
It's big.
It's pretty big. I don't
It's I'm like definitely not an expert, but it's uncommonly big.
like I showed you guys a picture because I knew of it.
Right,
Because so many
right.
people were like, my brain is like giving me mixed signals because you think Justin Bieber twink small, but then he has like a
big dick.
Black Snake Moan style dick, like a legendary creature like the basilisk in Harry
He's like
Potter and the
fucking-
Death of
Right.
Chambers or whatever.
Like
it's called.
he's like
Chamber of Secrets.
like
It's like
fucking
the
Dirk
snake in Chamber
Diggler
of
and
Secrets.
Boogie Nights, dude.
Yeah.
He is Boogie Nights in the bitch. It's crazy.
It's literally like I said, he's like a snake that Harry Potter talks to.
Yeah,
like
it's wild.
gigantic. And I just think that that's crazy. And I get why the people had mixed signals. So I showed it to you guys, and it is insane.
It's big, yeah.
Anyway, we can quit.
Insane.
Am I going to timestamp this as the moments we were talking about Justin Bieber's dick?
Oh,
Or should we
you
move
can
on?
if you
Put it in
want.
the
Also,
thumbnail.
you keep
You definitely cannot put it in the thumbnail. You cannot put it in the thumbnail. Are you fucking crazy?
I was joking.
You were looking at pictures.
I was joking.
I was also looking at pictures.
I looked at pictures because I wanted to see his dick.
I mean, like,
I've
it's
seen it
impressive,
once.
especially considering it's
I forgot
flaccid.
I had
Once is
seen
enough.
it. I forgot I had seen it.
I mean, you might not. Your phone might
Look,
not
and
be
you
big
keep
enough. You might have to
saying-
do it on
you
the
keep saying
tablet.
Justin Bieber, and it's driving me
Oh, I
crazy.
say
know,
I
I
say it to
fucking
piss off
hate
the
that he
stands.
does
I
that.
know it's Bieber,
I
but
saw-
I say Justin Bieber.
I've seen Justin Bieber in concert, and it was amazing.
So is Franny.
I was also an
I
adult
haven't.
when I saw
We
him.
probably really.
It was the
Wow.
Purpose tour. I was an adult. I was 18.
That's
Yikes.
Damn.
It was
disgusting.
good. It was fun.
That just seems like
You
so
know,
expensive.
who opened for him?
Who?
Post Malone.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah, I heard that they were
like,
touring together.
So like that was before like Post Malone was like huge.
Yeah, I know. Me and Franny
So it
were
was
so
cool.
early to it.
Yeah, it was
But
really
you don't
cool.
even like Post.
I mean, he's okay. It was just cool that we got to see him before he was like huge or anything.
Yeah.
Is that why your sister is obsessed with him? Do
I
you
don't think
think?
that's why. I think that she just likes men who look stinky.
Whoa. Okay. You know
It's
what?
also- it's
We're
also
not
a
coming
little-
for Post Malone. He's a good dude.
It's
Or
also,
Anna,
I
I
He is,
suppose.
but he looks stinky. Like there are plenty of good dudes that also smell.
It's a little chuggy too, you know.
What's it like Post Malone?
To be like obsessed with him now.
A little bit, yeah.
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 Does
a
that
little
mean
chuggy.
he's like irrelevant now?
No,
It's just like
He's
a
just
little-
chuggy.
Yeah, it's just a little.
But
chuggy.
Chugi, the whole
I love
no,
him, and
no,
I
you know what?
fully
This is,
admit that's chuggy of me. But I feel like I get an exception because
Okay.
I liked him way before he was.
Fair
I'm
enough.
just saying, if you're the idea of Chugi is something that's old and relevant and cringe, and you guys are like, he's not irrelevant, he's just Chugi. It's literally built into the definition. For something to be Chugi, it has to be outdated.
I don't think it's necessarily outdated.
No.
It's just, like,
it is literally
dated.
that's literally yeah, exactly dated. So he's irrelevant. He's dated.
I mean,
It's still relevant just because it's like
Okay, but
Out of
he's not
trend.
Post Malone anymore. He's just out of trend. Like he's somewhat famous.
no, I
So
would
he's
say
irrelevant.
somewhat famous. I
He
would say
went, he went from being like the biggest music star in the world, and now you guys are calling him Chugi.
it's like liking things that everybody else likes. Like that's chuggy.
No, it's just cringe. Chuggy has to do with things that are outdated.
I don't think you know what chuggy means.
No, I actually literally have heard the definition very recently.
I was trying to
Very
look up
recently.
the
Sometimes chuggy is a
definition, but I
feeling in
couldn't
your
find
heart
it.
more than
Oh
a
my
step
God.
in.
Step it up is chuggy.
Step up is chuggy. I like how you called it step it up too. That was funny.
Step up.
Step it up.
Step it up,
This
baby.
movie needs to step it up.
I just want to say that the ending dance scene is actually a really well done dance scene. It's very impressive.
I wrote that in
but
my
the
notes.
camera work is terrible.
It's
I wrote
bad.
that in my notes that the last scene was actually really cool, but the camera sucks.
It's like when you like get on, like when you get like a hold of like a bootleg of like Book of Mormon, or if you watch Hamilton on
Right.
Disney Plus. Like
Yeah.
it's not shot very well, but like the dancing is literally incredible.
I watched Hamilton as a bootleg on YouTube.
I know you did. That's what I was talking about.
You said Hamilton on Disney Plus though. I didn't watch. it
Yeah,
on
I said
Disney
if you watch a Broadway play like Book of Mormon or Hamilton on
Yeah.
bootleg or on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but it's actually a good dance. It's just like it just shot.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just shot stupid.
It's really well done, and I appreciate the things that Channing Tatum and what's her face actually did in camera.
Yeah, no, and I mean like
That-
Channing Tatum's a very good dancer, and so is Jenna Dewan and stuff. Like they
That's the
both did
good
a
part
job.
for me. I know it's shot terribly, but the good part is that since everything's in frame, a lot of it has to be them.
Yeah,
And so that's
Right.
what
Very
makes
authentic.
it like you, and trust me, you notice when it's not.
Oh yeah, you know.
You see it so clearly. It is terrible. I mean, it looks comically bad
Yeah.
sometimes. There was one scene where his neck was just like so much larger.
it's crazy.
I mean,
Right.
like literally, like he had like swallowed a pillow and it was stuck in his throat. It looked insane. Anyway, that was my last thought on Step
I'm
Up.
gonna look back at my notes and make sure I don't have any like last fleeting
I just
things that I wanted to say. I will say that I did write in my notes. Can I get a crumb of cinematography, please?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That was like the first thing that like I noticed about the movie when I watched it with Franny and forever ago. I was like, this is shot so boring, like so boring. There's one overhead shot, but nobody was moving, so it didn't look interesting. Like, why wouldn't you like the overhead shot is of like
It's
the
like
girl
for
walking
a big
away.
dance moment.
Yeah, and it's at the end of it, so you just see the overhead shot, and then Channing Tatum like does a shrug while a girl walks off. But like, why didn't I get any of that during the dancing?
So weird.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, why'd you give it to me after everybody was done dancing?
Because like you had the
Right.
capacity.
It's just like I could have really enjoyed that particular moment. An overhead dance shot is maybe a little like, you know, dated or chuggy, but at least it would have been something from an actual dance film.
yeah, as opposed to one static shot.
One's like literally the only
off
movement is
stage.
his literal arms.
It's Crazy.
Everybody else
Yeah.
at that point had walked out of frame.
Crazy.
That's insane.
The
Nuts.
last thing
Like,
I want to
it's
say
insane.
about it is that the girl from the movie lives in a beige rich person house.
Oh yeah.
She
It could be
does.
paranormal activity any moment.
That's what we said when we were
Right.
watching it. We were
Dude.
like, it's very paranormal
Dude,
activity.
okay, so I've recently gotten into dance horror with Climax and everything, but I just had a really good dance horror idea. Have it be found footage ghost dance horror. Have it be
That's
like
cool.
dudes in like a fucking underground like thing dance battling and there's a fucking ghost there, baby.
That's crazy.
I want to make it right now.
Okay.
That's amazing.
do that.
Step to the grave.
Step to the grave.
Okay, so
Step
who wants
up.
to give out ratings?
I still like this movie. I think this movie doesn't know what it wants to do and yet accomplishes it all.
I just remember one thing. At the end, this is important. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'll let you get back into it, but you'll admit that we should say this. Okay. At the end, there's only one semester left of school.
Right.
He does a whole dance routine. And remember, earlier in the film, the lady goes, the damage you did just cost us one student. Now, the film at the end is like, okay, you're accepted into the school, which is dumb because there's only one semester left.
Right.
But I posit that it would have been a better ending if they said, well, if you hadn't have destroyed everything, we could let you in the school, but we can't afford to now.
That would be so
That would
funny.
have been the most fucked up ending ever, and I would have loved it. Anyway, go ahead.
It does feel really fucking stupid. Like, what's a semester gonna change
Right.
for
No.
his future?
Unless
Nothing.
he's
It's
younger.
gonna do
I thought we decided
nothing.
he was a junior.
Also knowing
No.
knowing moving fucks up your credits. I wonder what going to a real school to being in your last semester of dance school like.
Right, because in order to graduate, you think you have to
Right.
have like a lot
He's
of...
gonna have to take the basics. He's gonna have to take. He's gonna be in like all child classes.
But
crazy.
also, like, how bad are his grades probably at the school he's transferring
Right, you know they're
from?
awful.
So
It's
he's
like,
probably
it's like
just gonna have
can
to
they
redo-
morally graduate him because he popped in lot? Dude, that's how he graduates high school. He's failed his whole life, but then he goes to this new school and they
dances.
They give him a degree based solely on dancing.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
Man,
I love that.
That's the school system at work,
And he's-
guys.
And he still never buys tights.
Yeah.
He wore the
doesn't
he wore
jeans.
the damn tights.
I know. Yeah, I'd still give this movie, I'd say a 6.
A 6.
A 6. It's fun.
Bold.
I like this movie. I like what it spawned. I like that it was the start of something new.
Yeah.
It feels so right to be here with you.
Yeah.
Oh. I would give Step Up a 3.5.
Wow.
It's fine. Like the dances are cool, but it's shot very poorly. This movie doesn't have character development. It's just, I don't know. Yeah.
I love all the montages.
It's
I
so
hate
bad.
the montage. There's just
so
so many
lazy.
of them.
It's
It's
very
literally
lazy.
every few minutes. It's
There's
like
no plot.
It's lazy.
and then it's
lazy.
like playing that
definitely-
step up, and dip, you know, it's like
Right.
playing the step up song. And you're
yeah.
just, oh, no, I'll be there too. No one's gonna listen to this song. Like they literally play it so many times during these montages.
Yeah.
and even then it couldn't catch on, bitch.
So bad.
Like when I was in like creative writing classes, they would always be like, show us, don't tell us. Like, don't tell us like blah 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 was a good person. Like, show us through their actions. And I feel like they did all of this telling us and none of this showing us.
Yeah. It's very lazy filmmaking. That's how I feel about
Or
it.
I might even say the opposite. They did all of the showing us, but no one was speaking.
Right. They
That's
didn't tell
true.
each
It's
other.
all montages.
I guess it might be the opposite for that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
They didn't
But,
tell
like-
each other how they felt. They just like looked at each other while they danced.
They did.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. It's just, I mean, like, it was all right. It was fun to watch while in the Matrix, but it wasn't like world or life changing. However, had I seen it when it probably came out, it might have been, and I respect that.
It's like a 2.5 for me.
Yeah.
I like the music a lot, and the characters are all terrible. But the last dance scene is really captivating with terrible camera work.
Yes. Okay.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Hey, looking for more content? Check out Crosscut Cinema, where me, Franny, and my friends review movies. Or check out a pilot podcast where we review TV pilots with recording artist CL Blue. Or hey, check out me hanging out with my friends on Average Joe Interviews. Socials and links are in the bio. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, it's CL. I have an EP out now called Temple. It's a collection of songs I wrote when I was 18, and it's available on all streaming platforms, wherever you get your music.
So baby, look into my eyes. My body's a temple.
80s reference.
Yep. Literally
That was
80s
good.
reference.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you like my little joke there?
Yeah, it was good.
That's the whole movie. I mean, I think you just summarized the movie. I think we can.
Yeah. Okay, podcast is done. Let's
Go
wrap it
ahead.
up.
That'd be such a good meme if we just ended it here, gave our ratings, and just walked away.
That would be funny, but
It would be
won't.
funny.
Oh man, there's a part of me that wants to do it. We shouldn't do it though. But man, that'd be dope.
That would be funny.
That would be so
They'd
funny.
be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, no, it's bad. I mean, every part of it's bad.
Yeah.
There's
She's
Like
gonna
I
read the
said-
Wikipedia.
Yeah. Like I said at the beginning, don't watch it.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
And then know that
Listen,
you don't
if
need to
you
watch
thought
it.
Malibu's Most Wanted was funny, I think even you will still hate this.
I've never seen that, but
It's the Jamie Kennedy movie where he acts like a thug.
oh no.
It's got funny parts in it. It's not good, but it's got moments.
It sounds amazing.
At a talent show in 1986, young Justin Schumacher suffers a head injury and slips into a coma. 20 years later, Justin, Jamie Kennedy, awakes with the mindset and experience of a 12-year-old. He decides to reunite the members of his former dance team and revive their short-lived careers.
The Funky Fresh Boys.
Movie came out in
We're-
07.
Yeah, it was.
It came out in 07?
Not. It's
I thought
not
it came out
good.
in 06. He even says it's 2006 in the movie, but I guess it was 07.
I mean,
I
maybe
think
they
about it-
filmed it in 06.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was just late.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about fucking right.
Yeah, I mean,
This movie sucks.
this movie sucks.
It's not good
It's
at
got
all.
Jamie Kennedy. It's got Maria Menounos, who is not an actress.
She's just
Is it
a
Menounos?
Welcomes you to the movies.
How do you pronounce her last name?
Menounos.
Yeah, she
'Cause she
she
says-
lacks acting.
She said, "I'm Maria Menounos, and thanks for watching Newbie or whatever it is."
yeah.
Or your gas station pump. Or
Yeah, she's
Oh,
at
a
right.
gas
She's at
station
your gas
pump.
station. That's so true.
yeah.
She's everywhere. She's in my nightmares after this movie.
yeah.
This movie is like
Honest
if
to
you took all
God.
the parts that made Big like fun and interesting to watch, and then just threw them in the trash can.
Damn, I feel
And-
like you took that right from under me. I said that in the car earlier.
No, you
Oh,
said
did
it at
you?
Walmart, but yeah, it's
When-
same difference.
Yeah, in the car in Walmart. We were
Yeah.
in the parking lot. You
Oh.
yanked that from me like a wet paper towel.
You really
I'm
did.
sorry.
You
A wet paper towel is an interesting simile.
Oh, it was from Dogma. I'm gonna
Oh.
yank your sack like a wet paper towel.
Oh my god!
I have so many notes about this movie.
But anyway,
Yeah.
the
That's
big
really
thing. Just
something.
imagine me saying all of that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I mean,
that
to be
he
fair,
really,
I thought it
he
too.
really did say it.
I mean,
in the
like
parking lot.
almost
He's not trying to-
verbatim. I literally like the same movie, the same metaphor, almost the same words. Like,
Yeah.
it could have not been more cherry
Sorry, I
picked.
accidentally stole your joke.
It's fine. It was also just a comparison for real.
Yeah, I mean, it is really like this movie if it sucked.
Yeah, it's like it took out all the fun parts of childhood and kept in like real traumatic shit. And it's basically
Yeah.
about a dude who's stuck in being a child and then
Yeah.
being really taken advantage of by Maria
It's
Menounos.
icky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
not-
icky. You leave him alone.
And she literally says, like, basically the best part of it about you is you're a child.
Yeah, it's
It's
big yikes.
disgusting.
Which,
It was
as I
like,
said before, and I'll say again.
upset.
So, what you like about this boy is the fact that he gives you a socially acceptable way to be in a romantic relationship with a minor child.
correct.
Like, is that what I'm hearing,
That's
Maria
literally what it
Menounos?
is.
Jamie Kennedy's robot's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
When
good.
he's painting the fence, he wasn't too bad.
Yes, it was great.
Oh, it wasn't
amazing.
great. I wouldn't say that.
another
I think it was
montage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does have a good montage.
But that's like, but there's only like 2 montages in this movie, and they actually both deserve to be there. Not that this is a good movie, but both those montages deserve to be in the film because one is him like regaining the power of his legs,
Right.
and the other one is endearing himself into like this girl's life where he's not just looked at as a kid.
Do you know what's
Right.
crazy? Is that the dance scenes in this movie are filmed better than the dance scenes in Step Up.
That's
Yeah.
what I was saying in the last review too. Like it's not even a little bit; it's like extremely
yeah,
better.
they're like the dance scenes
Right,
in this are
absolutely.
actually like pretty good, but like everything surrounding them sucks.
yeah.
and sometimes even things that happen within them suck.
You mean like when
I
the
have
kid gets
2
barfed
pages
on?
of notes.
Yeah,
That was not.
Oh, Frank's
Not
got
into
2
it.
pages
I've
of
got
notes.
2 pages of notes.
nice.
That's insane.
I have
I
so
took
many
some notes as well.
thoughts.
I don't even remember them. I barely remember this movie because I don't think it should exist.
I just love the fact that like whenever I suggest a really bad movie to you guys, I know that it's gonna be like torturous, and there's gonna be like a split second where you're like, "Why are you making us watch
that's
this?"
exactly how I felt the whole time.
Yeah.
But why am I
you guys
watching
love
this?
the content. We watch bad movies. I rethink of Vanilla Sky.
I
Right.
I
know.
still know what you did last summer. All of our best reviews are about movies that aren't particularly good.
Right.
Yeah, very true.
Absolutely.
But like, I think there was a point where it became too much for me, and I literally paused it to FaceTime you and ask you why I was watching this.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
always happens whenever I
is.
pick a bad movie. They're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "I promise,
This
it'll be good
movie-
content."
This movie is quite literally worse than From Justin to Kelly.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's-
I would
it's
not
more
say that.
offensive.
Hold
This
on.
movie is
No,
coherent.
this movie has a plot that goes from point A to point B. This movie has interesting shots, even though it's surrounded by shit. From Justin to Kelly is like actually a tragedy. Like it's literally like it should have a memorial. Like it's the worst thing that's happened to cinema.
Personally, I find this movie worse.
I think that that's biased based
That's
on
insane.
your own personal taste, which is fine.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But-
Like,
but-
I would rather watch this movie.
But I just want to say
or
objectively,
watch fucking.
objectively, it's a better
Yeah.
movie based on the fact that it understood how to make a film, even
Right.
if it
Yeah,
wasn't
sure.
good.
I mean, it is a movie, so it does have.
I mean,
background
like,
for it.
it's
Yeah.
more offensive, but like,
To whom? Like, because there's moments from Justin Kelly that are so bad, my eyes are actually offended.
no, I mean, like, offensive isn't like,
Oh, like culturally and like the things it says? Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's more offensive.
I mean, it is a product
but
of its time, but I think even for its time, it was egregious.
it was egregious.
Yeah, and I mean, like something can be a product of its time, but that doesn't make it cool either.
right.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, did they set out to make an absolutely like awful movie? I think with this situation, a little bit.
And Kickin' It
But
Old Skool?
sometimes with the
Yeah.
older movies, like
Yeah.
let's say Drumline or something. Drumline
Yeah,
is a
they
product of its
tried
time,
to-
but they were
yeah.
trying to make a good movie. I don't
Or,
think
like,
that was
Bring It
ever the
On.
goal here. I think that they made a bad movie and they
Yeah.
were like, let's just stick as many 80s references and shit but comedy in there because we can do what Adam Sandler
it's-
does, but they don't have his magic.
It's so fucking annoying
They
because
don't.
you can tell half the jokes in the movie are just like, haha, I remember Rubik's Cube.
I mean,
Smurfs.
I don't know if those are necessarily jokes, but yeah, I get what you're
But
saying.
like it's supposed to like get a reaction from
It's supposed
the
to be
audience.
Right, it's like a
nostalgic as
Be like,
nostalgia.
oh, I remember a Smurf, and it's
yeah.
like,
But that wasn't the comedy though. Those aren't the jokes. The jokes
I mean,
is like
sometimes they were
you put
made-
an uncircumcised penis on the Rubik's cube. That's a joke. It's not a good joke, but it
Yeah.
is a fucking joke.
yeah. I mean,
Or
like,
sorry,
they were
circumcised
made,
penis,
they
not
made
uncircumcised.
80s things into jokes, and it's like that's not okay.
But yeah, but like you're saying that like just like the actual stating of an 80s item was the joke. I think that was just nostalgia baiting.
It definitely was.
And it was
like-
annoying.
It was annoying, but it wasn't a joke.
Okay, fair enough.
I just want to clarify that the movie tried to make jokes, even though they were bad. They didn't just say things and be like, "That's a joke." That's a totally different movie. That's movie 43.
Movie 43?
Yeah,
I just find like inane pop culture references very annoying.
definitely. But they weren't jokes. But they were annoying.
Right.
Annoying as fuck.
It's
Actually,
like millennials, like people from our generation that won't shut the fuck up about like Harry Potter and what the house they're in and shit. Like 80s
Yeah.
people are like that.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
I'm also a Hufflepuff.
Madison's
Since
looking a
we're-
little bit like a pot right now.
A pot?
Yeah, calling that kettle black.
What are you talking about?
You do the same like chugginess as well. You have like your little millennial bits that you do. I just
Yeah, I
think
mean,
it's funny.
everybody is a little chuggy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just wanting to
I'm
point that out.
definitely chuggy.
I'm like literally drowning in it. Like I just embrace
Drowning
it at
in the
this point.
chug.
I mean, like literally though, I'm like literally my entire life has been chuged.
It's because you guys are older than
Yeah,
us,
exactly.
and me and Franny.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Anyway, fucking Kicking It Old Skool.
She's got notes. She's ready to.
Jen
Yeah.
was my hizzo. Now she's his hoe.
Oh no.
Oh
What?
no, I
Hello?
hate this. It's quote time, isn't it?
Dude, what about the fact that they like use the N word in by far the most egregiously
don't
not
like
funny
it.
way?
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, that was bad. So pretty much he gets out of this coma. He fucking runs into his old best friend and they like go to a mall and
He runs into him at the mall.
Yeah, he runs into them at the mall.
Works at the
They're
toy
walking
store.
around the mall. They see like a Star Search type thing with dancing ran by his old like
Okay, this one, like,
childhood
did get-
nemesis.
This joke,
Kip.
the joke that you just kind of said did get a little laugh out of me. When
I know which one you're talking
he was
about.
like, it's like American Idol, but for dance. And the guy
Yeah.
was like, what's American Idol? I was like, what's like Star Search for dance?
Right.
And they were
Right.
like, why do they do these shows? And everybody was like, I don't know.
Right.
And it gave me a little like,
And and they also run into his old love interest from when he was 12 years old, Jen. Maria Menounos.
Who's still wearing the Jen necklace from when she was 12?
I mean,
Right. I was
the
like,
guy that gave it to her when she was 12 is now her like fiance.
yeah, but they weren't like a couple the entire time. So
Yeah.
she just never took it off.
She probably just had
Ew.
it and then started wearing it again.
She
when they
threw
got
it on
back
the
together.
ground in the scene when they were children.
Yeah, but
Maybe he
maybe
got
she
her a
went
new
and
one when
picked
she
it
was, like,
up.
I know.
yeah.
I'm not saying that's a knock on your theory. I'm just stating the.
I mean, I
fact
still
that
have necklaces you gave me in high school, Logan.
That's cute.
Yeah,
not all of them.
bitches be keeping that shit. I think I do have all of them.
Nope.
Anyways,
he said,
You lost my signature chain.
I did lose that one. Rip.
I thought this movie actually, like, for the first 10, 20 minutes of this movie, I thought it took place in the 80s.
I know you
Same.
did.
I
It
thought the
did take
entire-
place in the 80s
Well, no,
during
I
that
thought the
time.
entire movie was going to be that, and I was, like, bracing myself.
Oh no, it's a little 13 going on 30 style where it's like you deal with the nostalgia cringe and then you have to watch a bad movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is
Okay.
actually that's what this is. It's 13 going on 30, but with a breakdancer who's permanently stuck that way.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's weird. Maria Menounos, I feel like we can't talk about it enough. She does not emote once in this movie.
No.
And there's a scene where she's clearly like counting down like the seconds till her next mark.
I love
she's
that.
like looking at him through like a locker. He's like Jamie Kennedy's character is like in a locker, and she's not like looking or like trying to peek. She's just sitting there blinking until she like goes to do her next move.
It's
That's
so funny. And
insane.
it's like, it's so crazy because, like, Maria Menounos obviously is not an actress. She obviously
No.
cannot act.
Well,
It
yeah.
is just not her forte.
Although
but
she
lacks
but
the
as
pure
you
ability
said,
to
she's
act.
so fucking beautiful that they just let her be in things.
Yeah, pretty
Right.
much.
And
They're
it turns out
like,
she's
oh,
like
yeah.
a jack of all trades. Doesn't she do fucking everything? Weren't we looking that
yeah,
up?
she does. She, like, is a writer, director, producer,
Professional wrestler.
professional
Yeah.
wrestler,
That's insane.
goat farmer, sheep herder, fashion designer, blogger,
Scruffy nerf
dog
herder.
with a blogger,
Dog with a blogger.
lighthouse person.
She's everything.
A lighthouse person.
Yeah, Maria Menounos in the lighthouse.
Oh, that'd be something. Was
It's
she was she
Arpads.
the bird?
Yes.
She's Arpads.
No, the bird is too complex of a character for her to play.
You're right.
She's the
actually.
Mermaid.
pussy.
Oh wait.
Mermaid pussy.
When else am I gonna get to do that?
I know.
look at that.
Wow.
We just like increasingly contrived ways to work the lighthouse in so we can do it. It's just like
I
every
feel like that
episode.
soundbite won't exist forever. It's just such
No,
a throwaway one.
sure
I'm gonna
won't.
eventually replace it.
It is funny though.
It is funny,
Yeah.
but it will one day stop being funny, and that'll be the time where I use it too much. What were you saying? Yeah, so the four people in his dance troupe, right? All of these characters aren't characters. So Darnell's character is that he's a toy maker who is with a woman.
The cockroach scene. Oh my
he's
god.
black.
Yeah. He's black. He's the
That's
black
the
guy.
most important thing about him.
Oh, that's literally
Yeah,
the most important thing about
it
each
really
individual
is.
character is
They're
their different
each a racial
ethnicity.
stereotype.
They're each a different ethnicity, like to be racial stereotypes. Although I
Right.
don't really see popcorn as being a stereotype against Hispanic people or Latinx people. I think he's more just a stereotype against fat people.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
literally just spends the whole movie being like, "I'm fat, so what?" And also,
I'm
he joins
fat,
the
so I
team.
fall asleep.
He like I was gonna get to that. He like
But-
falls
Sorry.
asleep, and that's not like a sign of like being fat. It just means you're like a narcoleptic, and like,
like-
you should be careful while driving when you're a meter maid when you're a narcoleptic. But
Right.
like
Yeah.
his whole character, like, it's just nothing. Like he joins the dance troupe solely because they called him fat. They go, "You can't dance, you're fat." He's like, "I'll show you," and that's the whole reason he joins the dance troupe.
It really is.
Well, these other two dudes are gonna get paid money for it.
It's also
and
really
then the
fucked
other
up.
guy is doing it just so he can get fucked.
It's also
Maybe.
fucked up that they're not like splitting the money evenly. This one guy's like, I need $90,000, and the other guy's like, I need 10, and then fuck the rest of you.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like they easily could have split it like 25 grand each and like given a reason for. I mean, the movie's
Right.
so cliche and played out. They could be that upfront about it.
Right.
It would not be surprising. The
Right.
fact that they make it your medical bills are 90,000 and then they make Darnell's need 10,000 shows that they're willing to be that corny.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, I don't know. It's so dumb to me.
And then Bobby Lee's character is just a problem. Like the whole character, him playing the Asian stereotype stuff,
Yeah.
his
So
acting.
upsetting.
Yeah.
he's so bad in it, and like I love Bobby Lee, but he's really bad in this.
And it's like, I don't know, I just hate the like idea that like his anger about racism is funny. Like that's the
Right.
joke.
And
like,
it's
oh,
like-
he's
Yeah.
angry about it.
Yeah, it
And
really
it's
is.
it's not funny. Like it's not funny, and it never was.
I mean, like I'm sure there's people out there who have those private in jokes with their friends, but it's not played out like that. There's
Yeah.
usually a
Right.
tenderness. If you're making fun of an ill side of somebody, it's usually followed up with a warmth. But they were just like, "You're so stupid, LOL."
you ain't talk right.
Like Franny has this thing where she says ketchup instead of ketchup.
Right.
I wouldn't be like, "You're so stupid. That's hilarious." I'd be like, "Oh, that's so cute. I love you."
Fuck you.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's a warmth to when you're making fun of somebody's like shortcomings or something
Right.
they're insecure about. And these friends are just like, "You stupid fucking Asian, LOL." It's
Right.
not. That's not real.
Right.
That's not real at all.
It's
even,
not.
Even for this movie, that's not believable.
Yeah, and it's like, why do you continue to hang out with these dudes? Because
fucked.
obviously he doesn't need to. He's got like a real job and
Got
like
a real
life.
job. You know, he may be a loser, but like most adults are. Like
Right.
everybody's got a little bit of loserdom within them.
Yeah, I hate that character so much. I don't think he should exist. I also really
I don't think
hate-
popcorn should exist either.
No, I don't
this movie
think
should
either of
exist.
them.
I think the
should.
homeless guy definitely shouldn't exist.
I was about to say
The homeless guy was so upsetting to me.
upsetting. Like it's very uncomfortable. It's
and
like
it's really making fun of the homeless kind of aggressive too, you know?
Yeah,
right,
and
yeah,
like
why do that? Like you're picking a bunch of like I don't know. Like making fun of people is funny, and it's fun to make jokes at the expense of others. But it's also more fun when you punch up, and I really feel like they're just like punching down throughout this whole movie.
Not only are they punching down, but you can say any joke you want as long as it's funny. The issue is their rapid beating of these stereotypes. It isn't a joke. It's just people being offensive.
Right.
And I feel
like when a comedian says offensive shit, but the base of the whole joke is to make you laugh.
Right.
That means there's nothing nefarious behind it. But you can catch the real fucking undertone kind of fuck you, this specific ethnicity within the script.
absolutely.
And
The
it's
Jubix Cube.
Yeah, Jubix
Oh
Cube
my
was
God.
tough.
And it's just like
Tough.
really, it's really fucked up to me because I feel like these comedians and the people who make this kind of like movie really think that they're being like groundbreaking and subversive.
I doubt
Yeah.
anybody who
I-
made this
I-
movie
I don't
had
No,
even that
like,
remote
not like
impression.
that they're subversive, but I guess more like I'm saying what other people won't say. 'Cause
No way.
Everybody's too
This
PC.
movie is let me make an exact movie that's really popular right now. We'll make it exaggerated so fucking teenage boys are like, LOL, they're so savage. But they know that they're making essentially like a religious film for douchebags. You know how like there's always like you can only imagine for Christians and like
Right,
they like
yeah.
it because it's Christian even though it's bad.
And then the Pure
This is
Flix
for like
films,
Kyles.
yeah.
This movie's for
Yeah,
Kyles.
and I feel like
but
that's
they
really
don't.
what
I don't think that this movie, even for a second, pretends that it's something real at all.
Okay,
At
then I think
all.
maybe it's more apt to say like the Kyles are like, wow, this movie's so fucked up. 'cause
Yeah,
they'll,
this
like, say
movie's so
whatever.
fucked up. Isn't it funny when they made fun of that guy for being black?
Where it's like it's
this
actually
dude for being
much
homeless.
more funny and much more interesting to like make fun of like the privileged people.
Yeah,
Right.
You know?
or
Or,
even
like-
just if you're gonna make jokes about
make
the
funny
homeless, it has to be funny. And if you can't find a net funny thing to do that isn't like, you know, within those standards, like if your number one goal is to be funny, you won't come off offensive. But the issue is that you think being offensive is funny. That's
Right,
the
and it
problem.
just isn't.
You don't
Right.
understand what comedy is. That's the issue. You don't get what's funny.
Like so many jokes in this movie are like, LOL, he's homeless. LOL, he's black.
and it's
LOL,
just
he
lazy.
is a
It's like this
child.
is what comedy is, being
is.
shocking.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
like,
lazy.
It's like when people have podcasts where they're just shock jocks and say horrible shit.
yeah.
Right. It's just like
Mr. Famous out there. We're more
Yeah.
famous than you, bruh.
Yeah, it's just like I just don't think that's interesting. And I don't know. And like I wish this movie spent more time giving itself like a plot that like felt fleshed out and like characters.
I
and
think
actors.
that what you're asking for is a different movie, and that's just not what they set out to make.
Yeah,
I think that this movie is, if you like epic movie or disaster movie and you just want to see something like really like pushing all whimsy, throwing away all form of artistry just to make something like shocking and quick. It's basically like like the vibe you used to get when you watch Vines and it's like funny for 6 seconds and then it's on to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's like a movie trying to do that.
Oh my God, it's just like that.
And it's because they're
Except
like,
it's not funny though.
Except it's not funny.
But back then there was Kyle's that like, oh, that 6 seconds there where the homeless guy peed on that guy. That's funny.
That was so upsetting to me.
That's like a
I was
Logan
so
Paul
upset.
fan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, LOL, he got peed on, bro. Like that's
so stupid.
It's like a snippet. The whole movie's made up of moments where you're like when she shows her tits and like the light comes up. They're not worried about continuity or worried about artistry or making the movie make sense conceptually. They're worried about, can I make this 6 seconds funny here and then here? It's like Family Guy. It's ass.
Yeah, like
Right.
like the thing having enough
Family Guy
jokes
fans.
makes them not have to like do a movie.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Like if they make enough jokes, they won't have to actually do a movie.
It's
But,
not.
like-
I don't even think it's that. I think they truly believe that. Like they never set out to make a movie. They set out to make an hour and a half long like fart joke where they're like,
Yeah.
we're just gonna make dumb humor that people will buy into.
Yeah, and people do buy into it. So
Bench warmers,
Absolutely.
Benchwarmers, and Kickin' Old Skool are two of the most popular home releases from this time that did gangbusters when it came to DVD. It did so much money, and the reason for it is it's exactly this kind of shit. Old Kyle runs over to the video store and he rents Benchwarmers and Kickin' Old Skool to watch with his friends. The next weekend he watches The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville, where Johnny Knoxville pretends to be special needs to compete in the Special Olympics, a real movie.
No.
Crazy.
These kind of movies did really well back then.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand. Like
Because who has time to watch shitbud movies? Uneducated, not trying high schoolers.
but-
You know, the boys with the open weekends because they're not studying.
Yeah,
Right.
the boys who like the fucking mentally handicapped guy in the fucking helmet. That one made me mad.
Oh,
But,
that was
made me-
bad.
That
That
was
was
like
Holy
first degree
shit.
like
Yeah.
that felt over.
To do it twice?
Yeah.
Like,
and it
not
just
just
felt
once.
over the
And the
top.
continuity of him just
Basically,
showing up too.
Yeah. So basically,
for no
there's
reason.
two times where,
Right.
I think it was Jamie Kennedy's character used the R word, and this like mentally handicapped like person comes up and it's like, it's not nice to say.
No, the second time it was the
Oh.
host guy.
Okay, so first time is Jamie Kennedy, the second time is the host, and he comes up and he's like, it's not nice to say, then says it, and then like punches him in the face, and in like a taco costume and a fucking
in a taco costume.
I think it
And
was
a
a
fucking-
chimichanga,
oh,
but embarrassing
chimichanga.
nonetheless.
and a fucking
Right.
like head thing, and then like runs away. Like just to be the fucking butt of a joke. It's really an unnecessary scene both times.
I mean,
Absolutely.
They
it's
really
terrible.
did that video style where a dude dresses up like a clown, runs in, kicks a dude in the balls, and runs away.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
It's literally that level of comedy we're dealing. We're dealing with rodeo clowns here, guys.
Right.
That's the level of writing
But
we
like
have
the
for
fact
this
that
movie.
they like
Yep.
thought it was so funny to do it again, to do it twice.
Not
Right.
only that, but to act like it's a reincorporation. Like basically, the way the story's modeled is when he attacks Jamie Kennedy, we don't like him. But when he attacks the bad guy, now we like him. Why did you ever put me at an adversarial point with a special needs person that you're making a butt of a
Right.
joke about?
Right.
I liked him both times. You shouldn't say the fucking word anyway, asshole.
Yeah.
So like I don't understand that reincorporation other than to literally just make the same joke twice. The exact same joke 2 times. And it's not even a fucking good joke.
Right.
Also, like there was moments where the movie took itself too seriously, I think for comedy's sake, but it came off morbid as fuck. When he was having the flashbacks of his mother shaking his child body, that was really intense for a scene in a movie about this.
Right.
And like if you
Right.
take that scene out of context, it looks so fucking jarring. Like it looks like that one scene was shot by Hitchcock, and then
Right.
everything else was shot on a walkie-talkie.
Right.
Just total ass.
Right. This movie's so
It's fucking crazy. And Franny liked it the first time, but I think
I
it's because
really
you were
did.
so high.
I was just keeping it real.
But when you
What?
kipping it real,
Keeping it
Kip,
real.
this is one of the things he
I
said.
hate Kip so much. I do not understand his fucking vendetta against this person.
Well, I think that's the joke. He's just like
Yeah.
the dude who has everything, but he still has to cream down on the guy
Yeah.
who might get the girl because he's such a petty bitch. He's had the
Right.
same thing since like elementary school. I do like one Kip scene though, and I really do like it. When he walks into the gym and he's like, "Who's Cole?" and he like unzips his shirt to act like more even douchier.
I thought there was sexual
I'm like-
tension there. But
I think
Logan
Cole's a
informed me that
child.
he
I'm pretty
thinks
sure Cole's a
Cole-
child. I just want to
I
point
don't know.
that out.
I think Cole's over
But-
18.
No, because Cole.
I think
The whole
Cole's
joke
a
of Cole
queen above
though.
18.
The whole joke of Cole, though, is that he's like really small, and I just feel like the joke isn't complete enough unless they also made him a child, especially since he looks like a 17-year-old.
Right.
I really think he's like a teenager. But and he also wore a backpack in a couple of scenes, so I'm just guessing that unless he's like, stylish in some way with a backpack, I think he might have been a child.
I have to say,
Yikes.
speaking of Kip, that I don't quite understand the rules of this breakdance competition.
Well, it's done by audience reaction.
Yeah, but how do they decide who gets to go win?
The
Is it
audience
just like
reacts.
a bracket?
Oh, what do you mean?
There was a bracket, yeah.
Yeah, there was bracket, and then there was 8 teams that signed up.
Like,
okay.
March
that's
Madness
easy.
kind of bullshit.
And then they would go up against each other, and then there would be an audience reaction to see who won each round. And that's why the Kickin' Old Skool guy, the Funky Fresh Boys, kept winning. And it's actually why Kip was right to be nervous, because he's like, these old fucking out of shape men are gonna gather up a bunch of sympathy from the audience by being funny and like charming because they're fucking old
And
dudes
nostalgic.
breakdancing. Yeah, and
Yeah.
nostalgic. So that's why he was right. If it was legitimately based on like real judges judging a dance competition, he wouldn't have been worried at all.
I just hate generally when things are decided by crowd reaction.
That is so common in dance, though.
And I hate
I mean,
it. It really
literally
is.
so common. I mean, You Got Served is the exact same plot where it's breakdance crews going against each other in audience reactions.
I hate it because it's like
And
so
Lil
subjective.
Kim's there. What's up, Lil Kim?
Like just because the
You look
audience likes
crazy
it
now.
doesn't make it good, as evidenced by this movie.
What's your favorite 80s reference in this movie?
Oof.
I don't have one.
I like
Do you
David
have a least
Hasselhoff
favorite?
blinking out of existence. That was cool.
I like David Hasselhoff being there. I thought he was the best actor in the movie. And
Definitely.
So that was,
and you really
refreshing.
notice how handsome he actually was in this one,
Yeah,
you get
that
to
would
see
have
the
to be my
chiseled
favorite
face.
for sure.
It's like, you
It's
know what,
true.
David? You're better than this. I don't know why you did this, but it's good to see you for a couple seconds.
Yeah, I mean, again, he was the best part of the movie. He's the best actor in it.
I think if you don't know what Knight Rider is, you're gonna have a real hard time with the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Why is the car
I
talking?
completely agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what
hated
Knight
that.
Rider is, so.
Man, they must have paid so many royalties for this movie. I mean, they must have paid so many. Because
Right.
there's a lot of classic old school like hip hop in it, like went to the hat store, that kind of old hip hop and shit.
Yeah.
My life is
All
a shit
over
cake
it.
that nobody wants.
Oh yeah, my life's just shit cake that nobody wants. I like that line actually. When he's
I
like,
like-
this cake is just like doo doo, and he like hits it, and then he's like,
Yeah.
this shit cake is like my life. What was it? What was the line? I love this line. It's so funny. The shit
My life is a
My
shit
life is a
cake
shit
that
cake.
nobody wants.
that nobody wants. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Me too.
Fucking stupid.
My life is also a shit cake that nobody wants.
I like that they didn't have time.
This movie's a shit cake that nobody wants.
Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I like that they presumably didn't have time to fit a joke about gay people in there, so they just call each other gay slurs for no reason. My favorite was
There's
gay
definitely
bird.
gay jokes in this. Like,
Yeah, I know, but
outwardly.
there's no actual gay person stereotype in the film.
Give me a second. I'm not sure you're right about that. Hold on. Use my brain here. There had to be a gay person, right?
No,
They,
so
really don't
just,
they
think
really
so.
missed it. They really no,
I know.
wait. Popcorn. Popcorn's not gay, but he does he
Oh,
does
right.
start
You're
cross dressing
right,
at the
you're
end of the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
After he gets his tits felt up by all of his friends, and then that
Okay.
whole thing is a gay joke.
True. I guess I repressed that.
That's true.
Boom, popcorn.
But they're constantly calling each other
popcorn.
a faggot and one time they say gay bird, which I think is
Yeah,
amazing.
or he said
bird.
homo a lot.
Yeah, and it's why?
Yeah.
I don't know, but you guys just start calling each other gay birds.
I definitely
Reclaim
want to.
that.
And then I think we may have
Reclaim
already
gay
talked
bird.
about this, but the N-word scene is really bad.
Oh my fucking god!
It's terrible.
All Yeah, there's a lot of bad. I liked this movie significantly less the second time around.
I feel that this movie killed my precious brain cells. I have so few
Same.
already.
But man, is it not making good content right now?
It's
It
making
is.
great content right now, but I hated it.
For the dance competition, the final battle, the DJ is DJ Tanner.
Yeah,
I
DJ
know,
Tanner.
that actually made me laugh.
great
That's
that
good.
got me.
That's good.
And then Fuller House stole their joke, dude.
I
Low
know.
key.
Bro, and I do like the one scene where he's in the bar with the Legos. That's a direct rip from another movie. I can't remember it right now, but in the original movie, the dude's crushing the peanuts and stuff. But It's the exact same scene shot for shot. I just can't remember the name of the movie right now. So that was cool. I liked when they took the time to be like, this is a nostalgic film. Let's recreate nostalgic scenes.
Yeah.
That's something that makes sense to me. And it's something they didn't do very much.
And it's like,
Right.
that's better.
Oh, and the Ferris Bueller reference in the beginning with what's his face. That was good too. I liked that.
And like, that's better and a lot different than being like, MTV is different now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't hate that joke that much.
I didn't think that was the worst
But,
joke.
like,
It
I
was
wish-
definitely
That's
not
one
the
of the
worst.
ones where I wish he would have went a little harder. I wish he would have been like, why are there a bunch of whores crying? Like, if he uses all these horrible terms, I think that that's the one they should have gotten away with. And they didn't. They literally went, there's a bunch of girls crying. Like, if you're going to say offensive words, dig into the rich bitches on MTV. You can make fun of them. That's punching up. You can make fun of the rich girls on MTV or the teen moms because they're famous.
Right.
Make the joke.
Right.
If you're gonna make harsh jokes, do it at a time where people will all understand. Like, yeah, they deserve that one. They had that one coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead, he's like, there's just a bunch of girls crying. I'm like, if I was on set for that, I would have been like, make this joke funnier because it might be the only one in the whole movie that can work.
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate when they take the time to like actually pay homage to another movie or like directly reference it like visually,
like with the
rather than
dance
just
scene,
like saying something that was from the 80s.
They had the Karate Kid
Right.
moment with the dance scene and stuff, and that dancing, that's really his dancing, and I think it's kind of impressive that he was able to do the robot that well. He really wasn't that bad. Like,
It's
I
time.
mean, I see that.
I mean, he's not like a legit breakdancer, but that was
it's
actually
time to say arigato to your Mr. Roboto.
Since arigato to your Mr. Robot.
That's a good quote.
For some reason, that song was included on Guitar Hero when we played it all the time.
What do you mean for some reason? That's Styx is the fucking jam, bro.
I know, it just seemed like a random choice of all the Styx
Come
songs.
sail away. They have more than that. I play Guitar Hero. Dude, we should get Guitar Hero. That's
That'd be
relevant.
fun.
We're being relevant here. I'm sorry. Did you
Yeah.
have something else to say about Guitar Hero?
No,
No.
just that I hate this movie. It's not
Yeah.
about Guitar Hero, but just in general.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the toy store scene where he's basically getting accused of being a child predator.
Yeah, like how
And
would
then all he has to do to end that accusation is his friend who works at the toy store, red flag, walks up to him and says he's not a child molester, and it's like, bro, you work at a toy store and you're not a part of the police. Why the fuck should I believe
that's
you?
a little
Right.
odd.
Right.
What? Like,
And like why? Like in what way is that a joke? In what way is that like a funny thing to happen?
Right.
yeah, it was tough.
Like I didn't find it amusing.
And
I didn't think it
also,
was funny, and the
he's-
kid was obviously uncomfortable. And wasn't
he went
being
into
socially
a coma when he was 12, and that kid
Yeah.
was like 6.
Yeah.
Right. Like
12-year-olds and 6-year-olds don't fucking hang out, bro.
Yeah, he's like,
Not
"You wanna
unless
come
they're
to my house?"
siblings.
They don't have the same
Not unless
frontal
they
lobes
have
and
to.
shit.
It
You know what I mean?
It was just an uncomfy scene.
Yeah,
It was
it's just so
terrible.
weird.
A lot of the scenes in this, like, they didn't think it through with him, like, being an adult again.
And also, this movie like is on principle uncomfortable because of the whole relationship with Maria Menounos.
Yeah, that's
it's-
what I was about to
it's
say, too.
disgusting.
predatory.
And it feels so fucked up that the us as an audience are supposed to think like,
we're supposed to root for it.
and
Yeah.
now, and like also like where the fuck are we supposed to be when they do like cutesy stuff like with the note and everything and she's into it? Like that is her like being like, oh, I love the fact that he's being literally childish right now.
Yeah,
Right.
Like,
that's,
ew, what the
yikes and
fuck,
creepy.
man? What the shit? And also, like, why does she have to, if she's gonna, like, be critical of him acting like a child. She's just critical of his pants. Leave him the fuck alone. He can wear whatever pants he wants. He was in a coma for 20 years.
Right.
I don't give a fuck if he was wearing all mesh. I'd be like, good for you. You're alive.
I just love that no one gives a shit about this coma that he was in.
Right.
Like
Right.
he would like they'll just like casually be like, whatever, you were in a coma. Or like Kip was an asshole.
I
He's
literally like
he
have
was
that
like,
as
what?
my first note.
Right.
Like he just got out of a coma. Cut him some slack.
He's like, still live with your mom.
Yeah.
He's like, shocker.
Exactly, that's what I was about to
like
say.
he literally just got out of the coma.
He was like,
But-
do you have a
Right.
job?
To
like,
be
no,
fair,
I didn't
Kip,
get to update
Kip
my
doesn't
LinkedIn.
actually for sure know. Kip doesn't actually for sure know that he was in a coma that whole time.
I
Because
guess
remember,
that's
all
true.
these people thought he was dead because he was gone for 20 years.
Yeah.
So, like,
But then after finding out, like, they
yeah,
just
no, he was still
continue
a
to do
dick, but
it.
I mean, that specific line where he's like, you still working at, you still at home? I mean, his character wouldn't have known that he had been in a coma for 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, still no one would ever say that to a person, but still.
All I know is
Drugging
this-
him was fucked up. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that
was
was
legit
fucked.
scary and shot way too intensely for
Right.
the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally crying.
I didn't catch that. Like that it was drugs the first time.
She thought it was
around.
just Red Bull.
But
Yikes. I do like the whole suicide by Pop Rocks and Coke scene.
Oh, that was kind of good.
funny.
It
That was cute.
That was
That was lighthearted.
never happened. Like I like that scene. I think that was like,
lighthearted.
that's
enough.
where they took a nostalgic thing, and maybe it wasn't a super funny
Right.
joke, but it wasn't annoying,
No.
and you
Right, it
understood
wasn't
where they
the
were
worst.
coming from.
Right.
Like you understood what they were going for, even if you didn't think it was funny. It wasn't like racist joke here. It's like, oh, a
Right.
kid from the '80s legit thought Pop Rocks would kill him with coke.
Yeah.
Right.
That seems like something a kid in the '80s would truly believe.
Yeah.
I liked when they went to get fast food. Also, I want to say about the whole car thing and that date. Like, did he drive there?
No, Kit drives
mean-
itself.
Oh, that's true.
That's why they said they need like a pimp driver
good
and
point.
a ride, and
You
Kit's
see-
all in one.
It's weird if you don't know the reference.
That's what I said.
And
I'm like,
I
you're gonna be
don't know
totally
that
lost.
reference. Yeah, so
Like-
I feel like that's a big, like, kind of.
You're not gonna understand
you
like
think
Kit
about this
talking.
movie,
You're not
yeah.
gonna understand
Yeah,
the
It
alarm.
feels like it like
The-
starts being
the
another
lights
movie.
going-
Yeah.
The lights going back and forth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels really out of place in the movie as I know it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought the same thing.
But oh
even
my
when
gosh,
I even
what
when I
was
saw it, who understands
gonna
it?
say? Oh, I like when they go out for fast food and they get hamburgers and he takes her hamburger and he's literally the hamburglar.
That's kind of adorable. I like that
Yeah, I
scene.
thought it was just funny.
It was.
Yeah.
It was also kind of. I just felt it kind
But
of
also
creepy, though.
yeah.
I just every time
Because
any
Maria
scene
Menounos is
between
so
them,
creepy.
Oh yeah.
between them, it just.
But I
gives me
thought
the,
I thought that if you conceptualize two 12-year-olds doing that on a date, which is
like,
basically
oh.
that's the perspective you have to give that character, because that is
Right.
what their mental state is. Whether you think Jamie Kennedy pulls that off or not, you have to accept that that's his mindset. And so
It's
when you
just
think about it
gross.
that way, that's kind of adorable if they were both 12-year-olds.
Yeah, if they're both
Yeah,
12-year-olds, but they're not.
Yeah, they're not. That's true. That is the upsetting part. But when I have little nuggets where it's like, that could have been good, it makes me feel good because the rest of the movie doesn't do that.
That's true.
I beg
I
you
get
not
you.
to watch this movie.
And then let's talk about the end credits. The added jokes at the end were literally just there to offend everyone and didn't even have to
Yeah.
be there. When they make a joke about Kip turning special needs by getting punched so hard,
Right, why?
it's literally
Yeah.
not even a plot point. It's not relevant to the movie. They just added it there to be horribly offensive. And
Yeah.
also, the David Hasselhoff thing was kind of predictive because he was arrested like 2 years later for being drunk on his floor, eating a cheeseburger, like pretending to still be on Baywatch or some shit. Like, have you seen that video?
No.
There's a
lot.
video of David Hasselhoff like being really drunk and like pretending he's on Baywatch and like being belligerent to people. And I think he went to rehab, maybe not jail, but he was arrested over it.
That's crazy.
And then the movie, they're like he got arrested for pretending to be a lifeguard. I'm like, holy shit, that's so close to what really happened.
That's
crazy.
insane.
Isn't that weird as fuck?
That's wild.
Actually,
so
that's
weird.
really insane.
I was like, damn, they really. I mean, unless that, I think that was after that. I gotta imagine this was in like 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was after that. David Hasselhoff wasn't doing that bad at this time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
This whole movie is just so ridiculous.
It is. It's absolutely
I like the
batshit.
Garfield joke. Garfield
Which-
loves lasagna. I love that line.
Yeah.
I love how this is. Logan and I were talking about how this is like pre-mental breakdown Bobby Lee too.
Yeah, this is before Bobby Lee had his mental breakdown and became his true self and became funnier. You know,
But-
like dealt with his fucking demons.
Right.
This is when he was trying to be like Harry Shum Jr. Like he was trying to like be the comedic Asian actor on the scene.
Yeah.
And then like after Mad TV fell apart and his career started falling apart, you got real Bobby Lee. And then he became an artist, and I appreciate him more now. But it's weird seeing him so clean because the guy barely showers now. Like he looks fucking crazy.
Insane.
So to see him so
Yeah.
clean cut and like playing the serious part was really bizarre for me. Like if you watch his podcast Tiger Belly, you know exactly what I mean. You would never think that guy could be like acting as a normal person. He's just so eccentric.
That's crazy. There's so much going on there.
I love that.
Like I wonder if this was a part of it, you know, like the bomb of this movie critically just like sent him over the top.
It almost would have to be.
I mean,
You'd have to imagine that it would be.
like we
least a
talked
little
about,
bit.
it was financially successful on home video, but it was panned like just absolutely
Right, which is-
despairingly like it fucking died on sight from critics.
Right.
One thing I'll say that I wrote down in my notes is has anyone involved here ever made love to a woman?
Right.
And obviously not.
Yeah, that like listen, I'm no expert, I don't think, on
What, on
titty
making
grab
love to a woman?
on titty grabbing.
Yeah.
But their titty grabbing efforts were a little upsetting and definitely not
It made me
correct.
want to die. It made my
Yeah.
titties hurt.
It was very upsetting to me.
It's like
It's a nightmare.
That's
and then the
funny.
fact that there was I've remembered another moment that I thought was interesting. When he's getting ready to touch her boobs, though he does it the same way that the guy showed him, and the music creases with his fingers. So when he goes to like make the pinch noise, the score goes up at the moment he does
Damn.
it. And it's like, you put that much detail into that?
Right, but
What the
why?
fuck are we doing?
Why can't you make a real joke just once?
Please.
I mean, that part was impressive in what it accomplished, but I just thought, like, how the fuck is this a movie? Anyway, have we shit
It's
on it
barely
enough?
a movie.
Have we obliterated it enough? Is this good
we
enough?
definitely have.
It's-
I feel like I'll say, it did have one thing right. You do just get old, boring, and fat with time, don't you? It is just life.
I can
But
feel
yeah,
that.
I mean, this movie,
That was a downer, but I feel that.
Like, damn, okay.
Like, I suppose.
I liked this movie a lot more the first time around. I don't know why, but I remembered it like fondly when we went to go watch it the second time. I'd say I'm not fond of this movie. I would give it like a 3. Anybody else?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna give it a 1. Isn't that the lowest we can go? Can I give him
yeah.
a 0?
You can give it a 0, but know that this is like that's the sinkiest. So like, just remember there can be things more vile than this.
That's true.
Really think about it. There's more vile shit than this movie.
You're right. I'll give it a 1.5 because it wasn't all shit, but there wasn't enough to really redeem it above like a 2 for me.
As Franny said earlier, this movie is a shit cake that nobody wants.
Yeah.
I give this movie a 2. It is offensive to the eyes and ears. I don't recommend watching it. And like normally with these like shitbutt comedies, it's really not my thing. I don't like them in general. Like even the good ones, I just
didn't
am
like
not
Tenacious
that
D?
into. I liked it. I mean, that's like a very good exception for me.
Yeah.
But like generally, I don't like them. I don't think that they're very funny or very smart. And like, but I can find good things about them, and I can understand why other people like them. This movie, I cannot fathom it. I don't understand. I don't like. This is not amusing to me. I feel like that was like hours of my life that I'll never get back.
Yeah, for me, it's a 2 out of 10. The positive things about it are all clips you can look up on YouTube. The David Hasselhoff scene, I think, is really funny. I think that's
Only if you get the reference, though.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't,
of
it feels like
course.
another fucking movie.
I think I've well explained that.
I
by
know.
now.
I'm just upset about that.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be. I didn't get the reference.
Yeah, you go, girl.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, it is hard. It is like a reference that is totally isolating, especially now. It was less isolating then. But we've
And
added
that's the thing about
decades.
this movie. This movie has like long past its rewatchability.
It's a joke about things being dated, and now itself is
It's
dated.
going to become
Right.
dated, yeah, and it already has.
But I would say that scene's good. I think that a lot of the actual dancing from the real dancers is interesting. But by the time you get there, it's so separated from what the movie is that like it doesn't really fit in anymore. Like it doesn't feel like it's the same movie.
Right.
And like
Right.
Madison said in the car earlier, it's like you don't care anyway by that point. Like you're already fucking over the movie. Like there's
at
like
that
even if
point-
it was like the greatest last 10 minutes, which by the way, I think the last 10 minutes are the worst. But even if it was the
Absolutely.
greatest last 10 minutes, it would not save the movie. Like
At
at
the
all.
point when we FaceTimed you when we were watching this movie, we had 20 minutes left, and it felt impossible.
It felt
to get
I
through
told
those.
you,
so
I told you it was
terrible.
just gonna be worse after we got off the phone. I'm like, the last 10 minutes are some of the worst in like film. Like it's horrible.
Yeah, and like I don't care about who wins this breakdancing competition because I find them all annoying.
And also, you know who's gonna win.
right, this movie
Right,
doesn't
it's
end
obvious.
with anyone else winning.
Yeah, and he has to do his signature move, and it's like he almost fell. Wouldn't you have lost anyway because you almost fucking fell? Like the whole crowd's like,
Right.
yeah, you did it, but it's also like he almost fell.
Yeah, like something that I said when we were watching it, I was like, wouldn't this movie end so much better if he like fell and died?
Yeah, I think so.
Or
that would
slip
be a
back
funny
into a
That would
coma.
be better. That would be better.
That would actually give me a laugh.
Or if
Yeah.
he was in a coma till he was like 80 and then he woke up, you know?
Yeah, that would be great.
And then he's like, I gotta get the crew back together. And then he's just
God.
like, he just goes to like a graveyard.
I'm
Right.
sick of this movie.
An old folks home.
I hope I never have to watch this movie
Yeah,
again.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Or
same.
even think about this movie again.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
what
I
we do
want to
for
like
the content,
clear it from my
people.
mind.
Yeah.
I want to purge it. I want to repress it like the rest of my memories. And soon,
Well, on that
as the
note,
passing days, as the days pass, it will fade as well, I suppose.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
can't wait for that to happen.
hopefully.
Same.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. You can listen to me and Logan on a pilot podcast where we review TV shows with our friend and recording artist CL Blue.
It's good stuff. Check it out.
youtube.com/a-pilot-podcast.
Also, you can listen to my stuff on youtube.com/Logan Tyler. You can get clips from this show, clips from a Pilot Pod, my own personal podcast, dumb vlog, stuff like that, anything. All extra content you're looking for will be on that channel.
You never know what it's going to be.
/Logan Tyler.
Yeah.
Sorry, Logan Tyler Music. I'm going to make this meme every time because I destroyed you, bro.
And you can listen, if you're not listening on YouTube, youtube.com/crosscutcinema. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts or on most of the platforms. All right,
Yeah.
guys.
You guys don't want to plug anything?
And
You can say you love everybody. Say
I
something.
do love everybody. Nothing to plug at the moment, I don't think. What?
in your
Oh, Bridget says I
Instagram.
should plug my art Instagram. It's at @gentleandkind__. All one word, @gentleandkind__. I've plugged it.
Later, kids.
All right, bye.
Bye.